Alrighty, everybody, welcome to another episode of the McDonCast. We've got an episode full of episode-type things today, but I need to pull up the docket first so I know what those things are.
So, it's been a while. It's been a while since the last episode. Our last episode was like an emergency episode.
Yeah.
Where we covered all of Summer Game Fest.
And then we also had that special with All I Talk Is Tech. So go watch that if you like tech things.
It's been a while since
It was pretty good.
It's been a while since we've done a traditional episode.
Yeah, we haven't had food on the podcast in quite a time.
Yeah. So we got all of the normal E3 stuff to cover. We got everyone's presentations. We got
presentation week.
We got a couple of DC TV trailers. We got a Snake Eyes trailer. We got Loki came out while we were gone.
Really just all the things.
So we got all the things.
And the most important thing, Just Dance 2022.
That's right. It's going to be more of a... We're just going to have a chill time. We're going to talk about some video games. Max is going to mess up the focus of the cameras by walking around. All right. So let's start off with our traditional gaming news. Of course, our only topic this week is E3. Let's start off with Ubisoft. They had their Ubisoft Forward on the first Saturday of E3. The first thing they covered was Rainbow Six Extraction, which used to be called Rainbow Six Quarantine.
Until quarantine happened, and then they were like, Max, just peel it off. What are you doing? Give me the ketchup.
Were you about to poke?
He was
I
about
to use a knife to open it.
Matt.
You just caught Max
My
trying to
fingers
open...
are greasy, okay?
That doesn't mean you use a knife to open a ketchup bottle.
It's easier.
It's
Yeah,
not.
but it's the
Yes, it
wrong
is.
way to do
Significantly
it.
harder.
No, it's not.
It's not
Just
right.
Poke it and then pull it up.
Yeah, but then you get ketchup all over your hands.
No, it's fine.
Anyways.
So
what
Rainbow
were we
Six
talking
Extraction.
about? Rainbow Six.
Yes.
So, if you like things that are named after Tom Clancy books,
but
you
are
might
not
like this game.
associated pretty much at all with Tom Clancy books.
Yeah, they're really totally unrelated at
Like,
this point.
by far my favorite Tom Clancy book was the one where they fought parasitic alien monsters.
That was a good one.
That was the best book, some say.
There's the one where they
Did
fight
you-
terrorists, and then the one where they're fighting aliens.
Did you read them?
No.
I wouldn't know anything about this.
So Tom Clancy is... You know who Tom Clancy is, though.
He's an author.
Okay.
He wrote all those books about, like, military
Does
stuff.
your dad have any books on his shelf that have a really huge font for the author, and then, like, the book title really low? Those are Tom Clancy
Okay.
books.
So
Well,
Tom-
I believe you.
So Tom Clancy wrote a series of novels called Rainbow Six. It was about a global anti-terrorism task force, and the whole point was that it was, like, grounded and gritty and
It was,
realistic.
like, hyper-realistic, basically.
But
That was the
then
idea.
Ubisoft was adapting his various book franchises and the various game franchises.
Right.
Rainbow Six was one of them. And although the books were about fighting terrorism, this new Rainbow Six game is about fighting alien monsters.
Well, it's because...
It's a natural escalation.
It's because they wanted to make it a little bit goofy. You know what I'm saying?
So, I don't think anything they covered in the show was stuff we didn't know about the game already.
Wyatt, who plays Rainbow Six Siege way more than we do, pointed out that this entire game is just a game mode from the regular Rainbow Six that they just changed some of the models for and made its own game.
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Great.
And obviously...
Why is that at the top of the list? I thought we were doing it.
Because this was in order
It's
of...
just in order of how it aired at E3.
Of how it... Because I was like, for like up like 2 hours just transcribing all
Patrick,
of
you don't
presentations.
understand what it's like to transcribe entire 2-hour-long conferences into a document.
Did you guys watch it, the whole thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
So Rainbow Six Extraction releases September 16th. The next thing to talk about was Rocksmith Plus, which is not a video game.
It is a subscription service for learning guitar.
Yes. Patrick, are you gonna use Rocksmith Plus to learn acoustic guitar?
I will not be using Rocksmith Plus.
So yeah, that one's not really important. And then next they talked about Riders Republic, which is like sort of like a sports, like an extreme
like
sports
motocross,
game.
but with different things.
Yeah, it's like motocross but with various different sports. And it's got a goofy tone. Just ignore him.
Yeah, so it's motocross, but different.
It's like about snowboarding and like bicycle racing.
So it's the X Games, the game.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
It releases September 2nd. It's focused on online play.
What was that game for the Wii? where you had like the people and you could do all the things around town.
Every single game ever?
No. It was the one where you could go maybe like snowboarding, and then you could go
Ski Village?
No.
Wii
And
Sports?
you could also go like horseback riding, or you could go.
Wii Sports
and
Resort.
you had a villa.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna find it.
Okay, you do that. Just
Good.
Dance 2022
Because next up, Just Dance 2022.
was announced in the same way every single Just Dance game ever
They
is
did a
announced.
dance number.
They did a dance number.
Unfortunately, like the last Just Dance game, it is not coming to the Nintendo Wii.
What a shame.
I know. Next up,
Go vacation.
Go Vacation.
Go vacation. You guys know Go Vacation?
I know it was on the Switch and everyone was mad that they didn't get a real sports game.
Go Vacation's better. Trust. Well, actually, no, it's not. But but it was a game that I played a time. So
Next up, they talked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC.
Paris.
They mostly focused on the Siege of Paris DLC campaign, which I believe they said will be free.
Is that a thing the Vikings did? Was Paris even a thing at that
I
point?
don't know, Sam.
Alrighty.
The most important thing they talked about with Assassin's Creed Valhalla is that they have plans for DLC content for this year and next year, which makes me think that there won't be a new Assassin's Creed game for a while. They'll just be DLC for this game,
Yeah.
which I prefer.
Who cares?
I'd rather them like put DLC out and not rush out another game
Yeah.
like they did for like 7 years with this franchise.
rushing out games is the best.
Alright, we got Mario plus
No,
Rabbids.
Sam.
Oh, right. Far Cry 6.
They showed like another 8-minute Far Cry 6 trailer, which was at nearly every E3 show this year. It was a Far Cry 6 trailer. Sure, certainly does look like Far Cry 6.
Mm-hmm.
Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. They pretended that it was a big reveal, but
Even though it was leaked
earlier
hours
that day.
before.
Looks real neat. This one's in space.
And Rosalina is in it, but she's
Wait,
a
Rabbid
she's a
Rosalina.
she's a bunny this time.
at the Nintendo Direct?
They did.
They did that also. They did it. This one also like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I know because I watched the Direct.
Yeah.
Once we get to that section.
All right.
As a person who has played Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the first of this franchise, which is now a franchise.
Oh, it is.
This one looks pretty bigger, like more open.
Mhm.
Looks pretty bigger.
Like in terms of like scope and scale.
Yeah, it's not grid based anymore either.
Yeah, no, it's no longer grid based. It also looks like there's going to be freer camera control. And the main problem I have with Kingdom Battle is while the combat is super fun, there's not a whole lot in between it. Like it's mostly just a linear path you walk and then you go to the next fight. So if they can really open up that area and give you more to do in between fights, I think it'll be a way better game. And the villain is a big space squid.
Just what I wanted. Alrighty. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is open world, maybe. It might be a game, and it is maybe coming out 2022. In case you can't tell from my tone, we know pretty much nothing about this game.
This was the big,
just like Avatar 2, the movie.
This was the big showstopper. They played a cinematic trailer where whatever the names of the people in Avatar.
The Navi? Are they
Does
no?
anyone
Navi's the
remember-
character's name.
Does anyone remember?
Are they called the Pandora?
I don't know.
The Blue Monkey people.
The Blue Monkey people. They were riding around on the big birds, getting shot at by drones.
Right.
That was the trailer. I'm presuming this will probably maybe be open world because I feel like what's the point in doing an Avatar game if you're not just gonna be able to walk around Pandora?
Yeah.
There was no gameplay, and they did say it's releasing next year. So presumably to tie in with Avatar 2, which is also scheduled to be released next year.
Maybe.
Awesome.
Definitely won't.
Very
because
cool.
it's Avatar 2.
Because James Cameron has got to sleep on something.
He's got to spend all
They
the
wrapped
money.
filming
They did?
Sure they did.
like a year ago
They probably wrapped it in a few minutes.
because 98% of it's CGI.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, okay, well, we got our one-shot film.
Alright, Resident Evil 8 is getting DLC at some point.
Yes, now we move on to Capcom, who literally had a presentation for no reason. They didn't announce anything at all. The only news we got was that Resident Evil 8 will get DLC. That they're working on.
Ooh, update.
Great.
Windows update?
I was hoping a game I don't play will get DLC
And
someday.
They had literally just said they had just started on it like the day before.
Cool. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now on to some bigger stuff. We got Xbox.
So they started off the presentation. Todd Howard walked out.
As he does.
Not swearing this time because I don't think he's allowed to do that anymore.
He's like, I'm Todd Howard from Xbox.
No, he's from Bethesda.
Oh.
He came out, he was like, I'm so proud that we're part of Xbox now, I really love it. And of course they did the normal Xbox thing of talking about how cool gaming is. How gaming
We love gamers.
Yeah, and how gaming can take you to a whole new world. So then they played their
Gaming is the second coming of Jesus, and that's why.
Then they played their trailer for Starfield. It was cinematic. We still don't know what it's about at all.
It's Space Skyrim.
But that's what everyone's assuming.
Yeah.
They talked about how it's got themes of hope and exploration.
Wow, like every single RPG ever made?
Morgan never took the tag off that tripod.
Oh, my camera was not recording. That's cool. I don't know why.
No,
it
it's
stopped.
recording. It's recording.
It is now because I restarted it.
Oh. No, he just left the tag on. He's never used it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that, yeah. He's never used that.
How long has he had that?
I don't know.
Oh. I hope you're watching, Morgan.
They officially said this is Xbox exclusive.
Great.
Great. And
They announced, by the way, years ago that it would not be an Xbox exclusive, and then now they're like, actually, Xbox has an
Now
exclusive.
we're
So now it
owned
is.
by them.
Yeah.
and it's launching November 11th, 2022.
Awesome.
Okay.
Very cool. Stalker 2.
Next
Heart
game
of
they talk.
Chernobyl.
The next game they talked about was Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl.
Is this that game like PewDiePie would play sometimes, where he's like wandering around in a foggy forest and there's like noises?
I don't know. All I know is this trailer was like 10 minutes long and looked super boring and bland, and I do not care for this game.
Awesome. Yeah,
You're like in a post-apocalyptic field in Russia, and you just kind of walk around and shoot things.
Yeah.
But the trailer was 10 minutes.
Sounds very cool.
Yeah, that's launching on April 28th,
Did it have a lot of
2022.
gameplay?
Got a little bit, but it was literally just a guy walking around with a machine gun.
That's pretty cool.
90% of games shown in E3 are just first-person shooters.
No need to be innovative.
Yeah, why would you do that? Next, they talked about Back 4 Blood, which is a game developed by the studio who developed Left 4 Dead. This is not a sequel to Left 4 Dead.
It just happens to have the same naming gimmick.
They themselves describe it as a spiritual successor. Some would say a game with a similar title developed by the same studio would be a sequel and or spin-off. No, this is a spiritual successor to a game with nearly the same premise.
Correct.
That they own the IP for.
They in fact had an entire event focusing on this one game that no one watched. It certainly does look like a game where you run around and shoot zombies.
Just like every game.
Just like
every game.
every game released for like 15 years straight.
Yeah.
That's releasing on October 12th.
Next year.
I think that should be this year. I think it's coming out this year.
Who's
Maybe
making
this year,
this
I don't
game?
Might be this year, might be next year.
Next.
Next, they did a reveal
Doesn't matter.
for a collaboration between Xbox Game Studios and Avalanche on an open world co-op game called Contraband.
Yeah, it looks
They didn't.
adventure-y.
We didn't. They didn't. It was,
They just revealed that there was crates and the title.
yeah, they were just like, it's a co-op open world game, and everyone went, okay.
With crate.
But you have gameplay though, right? Nope. But you have like a cinematic trailer though, right? No, it's just the title. All right, thanks.
And they didn't give us a release date at all.
Yeah, so we know nothing about that.
So it'll come in 5 years.
Some would say that's a waste of time and just wait to reveal your game.
And those people would be correct.
Next, they talked about Sea of Thieves. It's getting Pirates of the Caribbean themed DLC called The Pirate's Life. It's going to be a full story
Are
campaign.
you telling me the Pirates of the Caribbean game has a DLC for Pirates of the Caribbean?
This is not a Pirates of the Caribbean game. It's a pirate game.
No, but it's
But now it's a Pirates of the Caribbean
it's-
game.
No, it was a Pirates of the Caribbean game before, just that they didn't have the official Pirates of the Caribbean name.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now
But now they do.
Yeah, now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a free DLC campaign, and it's going to launch on June 22nd, which as of recording this is tomorrow.
Free?
Mm-hmm.
That's not allowed.
Most of the DLC announced at E3 this year was free.
Wow.
Next, they talked about how Yakuza Like a Dragon is coming to Xbox Game Pass. Some would say that could be
Wasn't this game
announced.
already out?
What?
Didn't this game come out like a long time ago?
Mm-hmm. It's just coming to Game Pass.
That deserved an announcement.
Great.
Some would say that you could do that in a tweet, but E3 would say we need to pad time for a show.
Exactly.
Uh,
Battlefield 2042.
yeah, they showed
This was probably the best gameplay reveal
Uh-huh.
out of all the things at E3.
It's so neat. But
Except maybe Breath of the Wild 2. But other than that, This was definitely the best gameplay reveal. It looked crazy. Like there was like red skies and like tornadoes everywhere.
There's
They
like
were, ziplining
150
across
players.
buildings, and it looks awesome. I probably won't play it, but it looks awesome.
I would play it if it wasn't all online, because
Or Wi-Fi's terrible.
as with most all online games, there's going to be a million microtransactions, and it's going to be a game where you spawn into a match and then you get shot in the head immediately and you don't even get to play.
No, Battlefield's fun though.
Shut up,
Cool.
Max. But that's launching on October 22nd, 2021. Then they showed another trailer for 12 minutes, which we saw last E3 in 2019, which is an interactive time loop thriller. They were talking about how cool they got.
Was the trailer 12 minutes long?
No, it was not.
No,
Which-
I think it was like 12 seconds long.
Oh.
Which they talked about their voice
Well,
cast,
it is, yeah, it's starring James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe
which is
for an indie game.
So
I don't know where they got-
Daisy Ridley found work, everybody.
that's what I was proud
Let's
of.
give a
I was
hand.
like, good job, Daisy. Good job.
You did
Everyone,
it.
And she deserves a hand.
good job for getting paid.
Now you just need to become a voice actor in a kid's superhero cartoon.
And you'll have steady work for 4 to 5 years.
Exactly.
No, like 40 years if you're Mark Hamill.
That's releasing on August 19th,
19th.
2022.
I don't know why it's taking so long for them to make this game, to be honest. It does
It's
not
probably
look
a
that-
small development team.
Does not look that complex. Anyways, Psychonauts 2 coming out August 25th.
Yeah, it was real quick. They were
Yeah.
just like, remember this game is still coming, and they finally gave us a date, August 25th of this year. It's about darn time. This game's been in development for like 6 years.
Yeah.
So finally
Is it good?
Psychonauts 2 is coming out. First game's good.
Never
It was on
played.
like the GameCube. But this one was a Kickstarter.
It was?
Yeah, I think it started in like 2013, but then the studio was bought by Xbox during development, and then it's been a really long time, but it's finally coming out in August. Then they talked about how Doom Eternal is receiving a free next-gen update, allowing for 4K 60 FPS or an optional 120 FPS mode, to presumably make the resolution worse.
Mhm.
Yeah, it will be just 1080p probably.
Still cool, though. Fallout 76. Steel Rain free DLC campaign launches July 7th.
No.
I don't know what that
We're
means,
playing,
but I guess it's coming
podcast.
out. Expeditions The Pit launching next year. It takes place in Pittsburgh,
Oh.
which is a meme from Fallout or something. People were like joking about it. I don't get it because I don't play Fallout, but I'm assuming if you do get it, you'll think it's funny or something.
You don't play Fallout 76 because you hate it if you're a
Yeah.
Fallout fan, so...
Exactly. All right. Elder Scrolls.
Then they did the traditional Bethesda activity of talking about Elder Scrolls Online for
Does anyone play
For
Elder
it-
Scrolls Online?
for eternity.
Who plays Elder Scrolls Online?
Apparently a lot of people.
What? Where are all these people? I see copies of it in every store for like $5.
Yeah,
No one
it's
plays
in
the game.
every 5 and below. There's just a million copies of Elder Scrolls Online.
What is Elder
it-
Scrolls Online? I don't even get it. What is it?
Is it not like in a web page? You have to actually get a game.
I don't know. I don't understand how it works or
But
what
as
it does.
You listen to a thing about it for like a million years.
They talk about it. Well, every year when they do this is when I go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, it's like GTA
Oh my-
Online for
oh my
Skyrim,
gosh,
but
they
I
talk
don't
about it-
really get
They
it.
talked about it for at least 10 minutes long. And all they do is they come out and they go, we're so proud of our whatever, insert however many Elder Scrolls Online players they have. And we're working on some cool stuff. And then they show the 7 different campaigns they're working on or events or whatever.
I can't get into like those big MMOs like that because as soon as you get on there, there's a billion things to do, and I'm just like no.
Yeah, it's really overwhelming.
Yeah.
So then after that, they talked
That's how I
about...
feel with the Fortnite weapons and their colors.
Patrick, there's 5 colors.
What's the difference?
First one, right? Oh no.
Then they showed a trailer for Party Animals, which is like it looks like a fun like 3D fighter game.
Wasn't this a show on Cartoon Network?
Was it?
Or, no, what was that show called? Was it called Half Naked Animals? Do you
Sounds
remember what I'm talking about? Patrick, look it up. That's a show. It's called Half Naked Animals. It was on
Do I
Cartoon
want this
Network.
on my search history?
Is the ketchup over there?
Don't go to images.
Just look up Half Naked Animals Cartoon Network. I'm sure it'll come. Come on.
Okay.
Remind me in 4 hours.
It's called Almost Naked Animals.
That's
Sam.
it. How is that different?
This is not related to this at all.
It is totally related.
No, so this is a 3D fighter.
It's got 3 out of 10 on IMDb and 2.4 out of 10 on TV.com.
Must be stuck then.
Looks like good show.
No.
How many seasons?
Three seasons.
3 seasons. Oh, is it on Disney Channel?
What's the voice cast? Who's in it?
Who's in it?
Go to cast up there. Oh, good. No one I recognize. That's good. I'm sure all their careers were ruined by that.
Mm-hmm.
See,
So yeah.
You applied for this job and you did Almost Naked Animals.
By the way, they can't hear you because Mike's over there.
Okay.
Luckily, you see on your resume you have Almost Naked Animals on there. So we won't give you the role, but we do have a janitor position open. We think you'd be really good for that.
I'll give you $100 to not stay here, please.
So this is kind of just like a dumb 3D fighter game.
I thought this game was already out.
No, it just looks like dumb fun. But it's launching in 2022. Then they showed a small trailer for Hades, which is receiving a physical Xbox release on August 13th, which I was surprised to see is the first time it's coming to Xbox.
It wasn't on Xbox?
Because when it came out last year, it was only on Switch and PC.
Oh, is that the one with the little
They
guys
should-
and they throw people? Or is that a different
If you're talking about the game we were talking about like 3 minutes ago, yeah.
They
We're on a totally different game now.
Oh, okay.
They should just make it so you're unable to get an Xbox with an optical drive, and then you can like scan in all your old games to be digital.
What?
Because they should. We're in the 21st century, Sam. No more discs. I don't want to see any discs.
Patrick, how much storage do you think that would take to just digitize your entire Wii game collection?
You download like 2 games and then run out
Okay.
of storage.
Hold on.
You'd have to spend like $200
Let's think about
on
this, Sam.
SSD or SD
Let's think about this. Cloud storage. Run all your games
Costs
off the cloud.
more money.
Oh, fine. Just keep buying the Xbox with the optical drive then.
So that's launching on August 13th. Then they showed a trailer for Somerville,
What's that?
which, Sam, do you remember the game Inside?
Mm-hmm.
You know how it won like 1 million awards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is a game. So the co-creator of that game, who also co-founded the studio who made it,
Uh-huh.
left that studio, started a different studio, and is making this game.
Mm-hmm.
It better be a good game.
Now, it looks very similar in terms of both gameplay and its entire like the whole idea of the game. Because obviously the idea with Insight was like it was a 2D scroll, like a 2D kind of platformer,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like heavily story driven.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks exactly the same way.
Didn't the other co-creator of this game like also break off and make his own game?
They both left their company they created to make own separate companies.
Yeah, because they had like creative differences, made their own different companies, and then made different.
Yeah, because
games.
they made Playdead, who made Inside, and then they left Playdead, each of them, to go make their own companies, making their own games, which are both very similar to Inside, a game they made together.
Yes.
Like Campese.
So what were the
No.
the creative differences? Must have been pretty small.
I guess so.
So this game is launching in 2022. I don't know if this is an Xbox exclusive or not. It might be tiny.
Because I thought it was in the Switch one too. Because it's the one with those like big purple lasers in the background, right? Where the dude like walks up onto the edge of the cliff, and then there's like it's got like a dog or a kid. Or
Maybe
something.
they
Yeah, there's a dog.
Yeah.
Maybe they should
Who
go
will
back
definitely not
and
die in the end.
No,
be friends
definitely not.
together.
Dogs never die in media. Ever.
What, Patrick?
They should go back and be friends together and create a game.
They won't. Then they talked about Halo Infinite. They showed another story trailer for that. They showed us the multiplayer. They showed some gameplay for that. And the big thing was that they announced that the multiplayer will be completely free on both PC and Xbox.
Yeah, so that's another game that maybe we could play if you guys had Xboxes. And just so me and just Patrick.
You
I
do
got one.
So yeah, they announced that that'll be free, and
Is it an Xbox Series X and S exclusive, or is it on
it should be
So
on one
one
and
also?
the Series consoles.
Okay.
That's when it was originally
When
announced.
did
It might just
one
be
even
a-
come out? It was
Like 6 or 7 years ago.
8 years ago.
Wow, that's so longer than I said.
So, yeah, so they're charging $60 for just the single player. So that single player better be really good.
Yeah. I mean, for the people that are invested in the Halo story, which for some reason there are people that are invested in the Halo story.
Even though the Halo story was supposed to end with Halo.
Oh, did you
3.
say they redesigned Cortana?
No, it's a different character.
Yeah, but she's the same.
Oh, I
she
thought you were talking
clothes
about
now.
the voice
helper.
assistant.
No, not the voice
Yeah.
assistant.
Well, the
They
voice
redid-
assistant in Windows is named after the character from Halo.
Why?
Because they're owned by Microsoft.
Because in Halo, Cortana is also a voice assistant.
It's his AI person who lives in his helmet who he's in love with.
Anyways, she used to be naked. Now she has clothes. That was my point.
Oh,
Anyways.
man.
Move it up in the way.
How are they gonna appeal to the male audience again?
So the big thing was that
I think the big dude with big muscles and guns should do the trick.
no, but what I was shocked by was there's still not a confirmed release date for this.
Yeah.
They just put holiday 2021, which I'm really concerned by because it may
What
get
is
delayed again.
holiday 2021?
It'll come out 2 weeks before Christmas.
That's
They'll
usually
release it on 4th of
when
July.
companies say holiday, they mean like the holiday season, so like Thanksgiving to Christmas.
It either
time.
comes out the
Because I
Friday
can't say
before
Christmas because
Thanksgiving
that's
break.
offensive.
They already missed Flag Day, so
It's definitely not that
They
hard.
put holiday because they don't want to put Christmas.
Yeah.
They'll release it on July 4th.
because now
Definitely.
apparently it's controversial to say Christmas.
Yes. Next they showed
Rick and Morty reference.
they showed a small trailer for Diablo 2 Remastered, which is in fact Diablo 2 Remastered. It's coming to all platforms September 23rd, including Switch.
Awesome. That's what I wanted to play. That iPhone.
Okay. Then they showed a cinematic trailer for a game called A Plague Tale Requiem,
Well, because there's another game called A Plague Tale.
which apparently there is.
No, it was really good, but a lot of people really liked it.
The trailer was very confusing. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, because it's a sequel to a game you haven't played. or
Yeah,
heard
it
of,
was really
apparently.
vague.
No,
too.
it was a really popular game. Like, a lot of people were like
Well,
really hyped about it.
if you love The Plague Tale, the sequel comes out in 2022.
Basically, remember that scene from the original Kingdom Hearts 3 reveal trailer where all the Heartless like made a wave
Yeah.
chasing him? It was
like
like
that,
that, but instead of Heartless, they were rats.
Do you love rats?
So, just a tidal wave of rats.
Do you love
Why
big
didn't they make
rats?
it dogs?
Right.
Tidal wave of rats.
They should have made it cats.
Why do you speak?
This is why you're not allowed on
Alright.
camera.
All right.
Damn, it spiked pretty big.
But yeah,
Because I went ha 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 ha, and it spikes when I laugh.
A Plague Tale Requiem is launching in 2022. Then again, they showed another Far Cry 6 trailer.
We needed more of those. Give us many of them. Those things.
Yeah, and then they showed a trailer for Slime Rancher 2,
Which looks identical to Slime
which
Rancher
looks
1.
exactly the same as Slime Rancher and makes
Yeah.
me really confused on why it exists at all.
Is that
Also,
the
Slime
game?
Rancher, I thought that was still in like beta.
No, it
Is that-
officially
is that out
released.
yet?
Yeah, like years ago.
No, but it was in beta for like 3 or 4
Oh, it
years.
was in beta for a long
like
time.
forever. Like how Paladins is like technically still in beta, but it's like it's like
Oh, how
now.
if you play Fortnite on like certain consoles, it's
it
still
still
in
says
beta.
beta. Yeah. Yeah. So
that's releasing in
coming out.
2022.
What is Shredders? Oh, the
Shredders
snowboarding
was a
game.
snowboarding game that looks very generic. It's just a snowboarding game.
Not leaving forever. Just have to go to bed.
Okay, great.
It's
Probably
disappointing.
Yeah, that game's releasing in December of this year. Then they showed a trailer for a game called Atomic Heart, which is like I can't even.
That
There's like
makes me-
robots.
That just makes me think of the you remember you saw Alita, right?
Battle Angel.
Yeah. Remember that scene
Heck
where
yeah, I
she
did.
just like pulls her heart out and is like, "Look, here, have this thing." That just makes me think of that.
Okay. I encourage you to go watch the trailer because I cannot describe it. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And then they showed a game. Oh, okay. Then they showed a trailer for a game called Replaced, which is like a 2D action adventure game with like really like detailed.
Oh
pixel
yeah,
art.
yeah. It was like it was like pixel art, but it was like super duper good.
Yeah. This looks really cool, but that's launching next year. I might actually play that one.
Yeah, that does look cool. If it comes on Switch, I'll play it.
Then they talked about Grounded for a bit.
How many of these games so far are you actually gonna play?
Maybe like 2.
Then they talked about the game Grounded, which came out a few months ago.
Yeah, at least it's been out for some time.
Yeah, they talked about the Shroom Doom update releasing on
So,
June
Patrick,
30th.
you familiar with the story of Thumbelina, the small girl who lives in the garden?
No.
No. Okay.
Imagine if you were small and living
Are
in
you
a garden.
familiar with the Smurfs?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they were slightly smaller
Okay.
and also regular human children, and they just sort of lived in their yard.
Oh,
That's the game Grounded.
that sounds like a really fun game.
Then they talked about Among Us, everyone's favorite video game of all time. It's coming to Xbox.
You guys want to stream Among Us?
We could.
How many of us are there? 4. We would need like 2 or 3 more people.
We can just.
I
Open
could
a
see if
public lobby.
Nick might do it. We could talk about that later.
That's
That's a maybe.
That's a
it was
maybe.
free on PC for a while too. You could have downloaded it.
Oh, it was. I might just
Mm-hmm.
buy it. It's like $5. But no, I could get it on
Play
my.
it
I could get it on my Nintendo.
No, don't buy it on console. It's terrible.
Of course it is, because all the games are designed for a
It's
mouse.
designed for fingers and mice. Anyways,
Actually,
well,
it's coming to Xbox. It's
You
gonna
can
have
take the
15 play
Joy-Cons off and then just play that way.
Can you? Oh, can you do it with just the touchscreen?
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyways,
Okay, then they talked about a
Yuden
weird
Chronicle?
anime game called Yuden Chronicle.
Okay, if it's got the word Chronicle in the title, it's definitely a JRPG.
No. It is a JRPG. That's not the. It's no, it's a generic anime RPG. That doesn't matter. The weird part was that they were talking about the game. They announced it. It's launching in 2022, and at the same time they announced its sequel.
Oh,
Called-
that's right. This was
it's
the one
called-
where they announced the sequel
called,
at the same time.
Called Yuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, launching in 2023.
So nobody cares about this game yet.
No,
already
and they
announced the sequel.
already announced the sequel to it while announcing the first
So this
game.
is the Avatar of video games.
That's like if they came out and were like, "All right, guys, we're making a movie based on Nightwing, but a year after Nightwing comes out, Nightwing 2 comes
Wait, no,
out."
this is what the one Halloween. They
there's
did
a problem
that.
there because you already know what Nightwing is.
Yeah, this would be like if Marvel was like, guys, we're making this new movie about an original superhero that's not from the comics that you've never heard of, and
They're
a
getting-
second one about the same character you've never heard of or seen coming out the year after that.
Then they talked about The Ascent, which just looked like that crappy Contra game they made like 2 years ago.
Not to be confused with the other Contra-looking game
Yeah.
that is also on here somewhere.
Yeah, that was the one. It's a top-down co-op shooter where you climb a building. It looks kind of boring, but that's releasing on July 29th.
Wait, no, that's not Contra. That's Die Hard.
What?
Yeah, you're just shooting dudes and climbing a building. That's Die Hard.
No. They talked. There was a Contra game called Rogue Core a few years ago.
There was also Die Hard.
No, that just looks exactly the same as this.
Okay,
game.
anyways,
Then they did a trailer for Age of Empires 4.
because we still need trailers for
If
that, I guess.
you don't need to do that, if you know whether or not you're gonna buy Age of Empires 4, you're either that kind of guy or you are.
Yeah, you either buy all of them or you don't.
Yeah,
care.
so that's coming out October 28th.
Outer Worlds 2.
Then they announced Outer Worlds 2. They didn't put any gameplay. They were just kind of like a fun trailer where they joked about the fact that the game has barely started development.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're like, look at these cool cinematics. None of this is gonna be in the game, but doesn't it look cool? Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't even have a date for that.
We have a really good animator.
Yeah.
I still need to play Outer Worlds. I know it's on Switch. I don't know how well it runs.
Don't play it on Switch. It's awful on Switch.
Okay, then I'll get it on PS4. No, but the funny thing about Outer
It
Worlds...
runs in like 480p docked on Switch. It's not good.
Yeah, so the thing about Outer Worlds is that it was a game developed by Obsidian, who was the studio who developed Fallout New Vegas.
Is the Switch fanless?
No, it has a fan. It just has a small one.
Why don't they put a fan in the dock and then use the dock as a cooler?
Because they were like, just make it a block of plastic with a HDMI
It's
cable
cheaper.
in it.
No,
You can buy Switch cooler like attachments for the dock, but they basically don't do anything.
yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway, so Outer Worlds, so it was developed by Obsidian, who developed Fallout New Vegas. And the whole point of the Outer Worlds was that they wanted to make a new Fallout game, but Bethesda wouldn't let them.
so they just
So then they just made
one,
basically
yeah.
their own version of it.
It's
but then they
fine.
were bought by Xbox,
yeah, who
and
also
so
owns-
was Bethesda.
Yeah.
So now they own the Outer Worlds and Fallout, both of which were like the same
basically
type
the
game.
same game. Yeah.
So it's just funny to me.
Alrighty.
But yeah, so that's gonna be an
no,
Xbox.
I was thinking of No, the Outer Worlds 2 runs fine on Switch. What game was I thinking of? What's that one where you're just like in space and you have a gun, and it looks like Skyrim, but you're basically just in space.
Yeah, it's called
No Man's
Space
Sky?
Gun.
Not No Man's Sky. It
It's
came out a while ago.
Space Gun Skyrim game. That's
And
what it's
it's
called.
not. Woodhawker talked about it. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Anyways, next.
Then they talked about Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is coming to Xbox on July 27th.
It's the game where you spend hours flying a plane
to nowhere.
And it's getting some Top Gun Maverick related DLC at some point.
Cool. So they got some fighter jets.
Presumably around the time when Top Gun Maverick will come out.
It's got challenges.
Awesome. I don't understand why people play this game.
And
it's
then-
not a game. It's designed to teach
It's a
people
simulator.
how to fly airplanes.
What, you don't want to sit next to your computer for 8 hours while you fly to Tokyo?
No.
But it's so much fun.
Fly to Cancun in real time. Awesome. My
So then-
favorite.
In real time.
Oh, hang on. Did I forget to put Forza in here? Okay, so they talked.
Game have good graphic
Horizon
race
or
car.
Motorsport?
So they talked about
Then
Forza and
Forza
Horizon,
Max.
whatever they're on. I think 5.
Yeah, Forza and Horizon.
This one's in
5.
Mexico.
No, they were on 4.
Nope, this is 5. 4 was on the last.
Yeah, they came out and they were like, yeah, Forza Horizon 5, it's going to be in Mexico. I think it comes out this year at some point.
Cars look real good.
The
dirt,
graphics
the dirt look real good.
Oh
The
my
water
gosh,
looks
them
real good.
graphics.
It's just the best
It looks
open world driving game.
It looks virtually identical to the last game in the series.
But this one's in Mexico.
But now it's.
Are they
Never mind.
reusing the same models from all the Forza games?
I don't.
I have
see why
no
they
idea.
wouldn't.
Game was so boring.
Oh, and they also said that the next Forza Motorsport
Yes.
is still happening.
Yes. Yes.
Which
That's the only game I play besides Minecraft.
but you won't be able
They
to play
didn't
it.
release any trailers or
That's 'cause it's
footage.
too
Or
powerful.
No,
Powerful.
for Motorsport they were just like, it's happening. And then that
Don't
was
worry
it.
about it.
I'll
Yeah.
have to buy another Xbox just to play it.
You could buy the Forza version of that Xbox too.
Oh yeah.
And then after
Motorsport's a fun game. You go around the track.
Imagine
and-
Mario Kart, but if it wasn't fun.
No, it
Me
like
and Charles played it.
realistic.
And we raced like once, and then we were like, this is boring, let's crash into each other, and then we crashed once, and then we stopped playing because it was really boring after that.
It's got.
It's just Mario Kart.
If you
but with
crash
no
things,
fun.
your car gets damaged, but you can turn damage off.
so
So then why would you ever? Have
always,
fun?
whenever there's a driving game, you always turn damage on because then you can play how damaged can I get this car while I keep driving. That's the only fun part of any of those
It's a
games.
fun game.
Anyways,
No, okay, and then after they talked about Forza, what's his name? Phil Spencer. He came out, he did another speech about how
guys,
cool gaming is.
cool. I love gamers. That's why I
That's-
wear video game T-shirts and also a sport coat.
I
Yeah.
paused my game to be.
That was the worst thing ever.
Did he
That's
say,
so
did
cringy.
he
No,
say
no,
that?
No, someone said that during the Summer of Games conference, I think.
I
It was-
paused my game to be here.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really cringy.
You know they're a real gamer when they say cringy stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've seen
things
people
no
with
gamer
shirts.
would
No
ever
gamer
ever
would-
say.
Then their big showstopper was a game called Redfall, which is a new multiplayer vampire shooter from Arcane and
Is this
Bethesda.
a new idea?
It's basically just Back for Blood, a game that it was already announced by a different studio, but instead of zombies, it's vampires. So you're a group of people, you walk around and you shoot vampires.
Awesome. Great.
That's releasing in 2022.
cool.
So that's all Xbox had to show this year. Overall, I think Xbox itself has a good lineup of exclusives coming. They're getting better at not having just like Halo and
Yeah,
Forza.
they're trying to buy everything.
But
Yeah, for a long time, Forza was the big Xbox exclusive.
Guys, I have an idea.
That yeah, look how well
Halo.
Xbox was doing.
Forza.
I don't know.
for
I bought one.
crossover.
Forza was the reason I bought an Xbox. Did you know that?
Did you play Forza before you had an Xbox?
No, I
he
just,
just
wanted...
thought it looked cool.
I thought Forza looked cool. No, it was either that or what's the basically the same game but for PS4.
Oh,
PS5,
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gran Turismo. It's the same game.
They are the same
It's
game,
Yeah.
and they are both
There's no difference.
less fun than Mario Kart.
No. So it's
Which
pretty
Mario
obvious.
Kart now has realistic Mercedeses.
That's true.
I'd rather play Nickelodeon kart racers than Forza.
So it was.
Oh, you're wrong.
It was. It was fairly obvious that Xbox themselves had a lot of good games to bring,
Yeah.
but then they were like asking other people, and everyone was just like,
Yeah,
Eh.
they literally. How many studios have they bought now? Like 50.
Oh, they
something,
have
like
to own over-
100 something.
in the past
Basically,
few years
none
they
of them
bought, I
have done
think.
anything.
Well,
since they were bought
Microsoft
by
has
Microsoft.
unlimited money.
They
Well,
keep buying studios and then using them.
Well,
to do
it wasn't even just like the studios they bought are making things. It was third parties didn't have anything to bring to E3
Yeah.
this year. It was because one, they were either Capcom or Square Enix, where they unnecessarily had their own conference for no reason.
Well, Square Enix announced a ton of stuff. It's just like most of it's lame.
But like, no one. I think it's because E3 was online this year, and no one was like taking it as seriously.
Yeah.
So no one brought any big stuff to show.
Well,
like
no, here's the
Xbox,
thing.
Xbox didn't really reveal anything huge.
Here's what happened. Normally normally E3 is in person.
Yeah.
And they bring stuff to the show floor
Yeah.
to demonstrate to people. And the stuff they put on the show floor is usually less interesting, or it's demos of things, stuff like that. They didn't have that
Play
this
it
year.
safe.
Yeah.
So all that stuff that would normally be on the show floor that no one would care about, they had to announce over stream.
Yeah.
So there was a ton of announcements, but like 50% of them were super lame or super short.
And because of that, overall this year, we didn't get a whole lot of gameplay for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Square Enix,
the makers of, the sponsors of all those hour-long RPG segments in everyone else's conferences.
Yeah. So they started off the show. They announced the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Did you like that Avengers game? No, good. This one might be better.
So this is being made by Eidos Montreal, who did the Infamous games.
Sure.
I think it's not the people who made the Avengers game. That's Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
That's a different team.
They're in the bad. They're in the
bad. They're in Poop Town.
Corner.
So this Guardians of the Galaxy game, it's going to be a third-person action-adventure story-driven game. It's not going to have any online stuff.
So it's a Telltale game, but with gameplay instead of options.
Yeah, it's an actual video game this time. Star-Lord will be the only playable character. You won't be able to play as any of the other ones.
Lame.
Which I actually prefer, because I think the biggest problem with that Avengers game was that because there was so many different characters who had so many different play styles.
Okay, yeah, but there's hundreds of Avengers. There's 5 Guardians.
No, but like, in terms of the Avengers characters in that game, Iron Man and Hulk and Thor and Black Widow, all those characters are so, like, the way you have to craft that game around all of them is so basic, or basically all you can have them do.
It's basically a Lego game.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
So I think if it...
Little Beard Rocket.
So I think if you only have Star-Lord be the only character, you can better tailor the actual game to be like a better, more focused and have actual like fun parts in it. Hopefully, so I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it is.
Yeah, it comes out October 26th later this year.
I think it comes out on everything.
Yeah, it's coming to Switch, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Which Final Fantasy prequel is this?
This is the main Final Fantasy.
Is this a sequel to the prequel, or is
this
a new prequel?
This is a new prequel.
Is it prequel to the prequels?
Is there prequels?
There's several prequels.
Well, this is one of them. So this is a prequel to the entire series.
Well, they're not in the same universe. Only like 3
This is a prequel to Final Fantasy 1.
Okay.
So
the least Final Fantasy.
So this is not going to be an RPG.
You might even call it the first fantasy, so not the final one.
Making a non-RPG Final Fantasy?
That is a prequel to the first Final Fantasy.
So this game is
not to be confused with the Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 15, which is recently ported to mobile devices.
So this is just fantasy.
Yeah, so one might call it regular fantasy.
So this is a game. Called Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. This is a prequel to Final Fantasy 1. It is not an RPG.
How can you have 15 Final Fantasy?
Well, most of them are one-off titles. Like, most of them aren't related to each other, except, like, Final Fantasy 7. Some of them are related to that one.
So they're all the Final Fantasies.
And I think Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 were related, but then I think they stopped after the fourth
I think
one.
I think it's like 13 and 15 are related or something.
It's really stupid. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a modern... It's not an RPG. It's a modern action game with certain characters and elements.
So it's Final Fantasy Remake with the characters from the first game.
Tucker's a game where you shoot stuff.
Well, even 7
Remake.
7 Remake had a lot of RPG elements in it.
But it was basically just an action.
But this is just a straight up this is like a God of War type straight up action.
Taking out even the little bit of RPG.
This is a game where you just run up and you just press the square button and you hit things.
So it's a beat 'em up.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
So this is launching in 2022. This was their big show-stopping announcement. The other stuff was like Marvel's The Avengers. It's getting a War for Wakanda free expansion in August. Who cares?
People will buy that.
Life is Strange Remastered Collection includes Life is Strange 1, 2, and the side game spin-off Before the Storm. About that character that you murder in the first game.
You're either a Life is Strange person or you're not.
You either watched Matt Pat play the first one or you don't care.
Yeah.
That launches September 30th later this year. And then Life is Strange 2 True Colors is coming out also later this year on September 10th.
Yeah,
This is the one about... Okay, so the first game, we had girl with time powers, but like really weak time powers.
Mm-hmm.
Second game, we had kid with telepathic powers, but like really weak telepathic powers. Now we have girl with empath powers, or as most people would call it, she has regular feelings. But she knows if you also have feelings.
Ooh.
This is the next mainline game. This is launching on September 10th, which is like right before.
So we're going to get a bunch of people on TikTok going, wow, guys, I think I'm also an empath, because people are dumb and treat having feelings like it's a superpower. Anyways.
Guys, that guy's crying. Hold up. I think
he's sad, guys.
So,
I'm an empath.
Then the other announcement they had was that the first 6 Final Fantasy games are coming to mobile and Steam.
And Switch.
No.
Yeah, they announced that in the Switch presentation. They went. Remember, it was like a 2D animated trailer, and the character from the third game that's not out was there, even though she's not at all related to the other 2 characters.
I might have been out of the room for that part.
Yeah.
So Tucker was out
peeing.
Shut up,
Even
I'm
though
gonna
that never
punch you.
happens.
No. So yeah, this is coming out. Even though like.
How many hours did you guys spend watching this?
Oh, I didn't watch the Square Enix one. I just read a summary.
I only watched the Nintendo one, the Xbox One, and Summer of Games.
I watched the Ubisoft, the
WWDC.
Xbox one, the Nintendo one, and then I read a summary of the Square Enix one.
Doobie soft.
Yeah.
They do be soft.
Yeah, no.
All right. And
Uh,
that pretty much.
Ubisoft, Ibisoft.
Oh, the first 6 Final Fantasy games coming.
Yeah,
to mobile and Steam.
I just think this is dumb because like they're
They're
all
already
already all on there.
They're all on iPhone. I
They're
think,
all
right?
on iPhone. I think
Yeah.
like a
Are they
few of
coming
them
to
are on
Android
Steam.
then? I guess. Whatever. Who cares? If
They
you,
called
if
them-
you want to play them,
They
you have
called
them.
them pixel remasters, which makes me go, oh, so they're just gonna be in a higher resolution
And
now.
did better aspect ratio. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. Got it.
Okay, now we have the big boy,
The one
Our-
we cared about.
the one I didn't have a brain aneurysm trying to watch.
Yes.
The one
Alright.
I was there for.
The one Patrick watched as well. Nintendo. Our boys at Nintendo.
Our boys in the red and blue. Unless you're not Mario, then you're in green or.
Well, their
Yellow,
company
purple,
logo is
or
red and white.
Doesn't matter. My point is,
the
Nintendo.
The Japanese boys. back at it
Kazuya
again.
from Tekken, now in Smash Bros.
That was their first thing.
Are you a fan of Tekken? No, neither are we. But if you are, then you probably also don't care because you don't play Smash Bros.
So, like, coming into the E3
They're
this year...
running out of new characters
Well,
to add.
well, coming into E3 this year, everyone was like... Because we've gotten literally everyone in this game. So I think a lot of people were wondering who it could be. I don't know why nobody called this. This is pretty obvious in retrospect that Tekken was going to get a fighter in this game.
Yeah, but don't they have like a main guy?
Huh? This is the main guy in Tekken.
He's
This
like
is like the main Tekken guy. This is...
Yeah, shows how much I know about Tekken.
This is the Ryu. So, like, obviously, this kind of makes sense in retrospect. One, Tekken is a Bandai Namco franchise,
and they
developed Ultimate.
Yeah.
And also, like, they've done Pokken Tournament.
Yeah.
They've done,
They're
like,
friendly with Nintendo.
they're buddy
with Nintendo.
So it was kind of obvious this was happening. I heard no one predict this.
Yeah.
But this was pretty fairly obvious.
Watch
this was
the
gonna
final
happen.
reveal be a Pokemon.
Oh, Sam, it's gonna be so disappointing. Just wait.
I think it'll either be Crash Bandicoot,
It's not gonna be Crash.
Banjo-Kazooie, but also, like, again, he'll be in it twice. Or...
Steve again.
Steve also again.
No, it's gonna be a Pokemon.
Did
That
they
would
add
be the lamest
Alex?
thing ever.
No,
Yeah.
They
You
should
just
add-
click the shoulder button when you're Steve and it turns into Alex.
They should
Oh.
add Rabid.
It'll be Rabid Rosalina. That'll be the final reveal.
no. So Sakurai's gonna do his normal video presentation where he where he talks about.
He
like,
always
his
does
moves.
that.
He always does that on June 28th.
They'll be like, guys, we're making
There's
a
one more
third
fighter.
One more fighter. Who do you think?
It's gonna be a.
Here's who I hope if it's gonna be hype, if it's gonna be like
It's not gonna
final
be hype.
character.
This
if
is
it's
no.
hype, it's going to be Crash Bandicoot, Rayman, or Master Chief.
No,
Maybe Spyro.
it's not gonna be any of those.
It's not going to be any of those.
Where
But
does
if they
Smash
want it to be
Bros.
hype,
go
that's what's
after
gonna-
this.
So
It goes into the we're not making anything about this ever again pile for another 7 years.
it goes into the Sakurai takes a week-long break and then they drag him out of his house and make him make another Smash Bros. Game.
But how could you do anything different?
There won't be another Smash Bros. Game till there's a new console.
Yeah,
And there's a good chance, even if it is, it'll just be a port of Smash Ultimate.
I think they'll make a home.
It'll be like Smash Ultimate Final
But
Cut.
what's
Sakurai-
the
It'll be called Smash Ultimate Final Destination.
No, it won't.
Yeah, it will.
Okay, shut up. Sam.
It will
You
be
watch.
called New Smash Ultimate.
New Smash Brothers Ultimate.
No,
They're gonna make a third fighter pass. That's gonna be epic.
no. Okay, so I think, just judging by what they did with Byleth, they're just gonna go on Twitter one day in like August and just go.
Guys,
We're gonna
guess
do
what?
it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna reveal the character and we're gonna
Ooh,
show
damn.
Sakurai's video on him, and then
Yeah.
it'll just be a Pokemon.
Guys,
It'll
we're
be
adding
so lame
Mayor
if it's a
McCheese.
Pokemon.
It is. It's gotta be a first party.
Why would it
guy.
be a Pokemon?
Who's Sakurai?
It's gonna be a first party guy because they,
Sakurai's the developer of Smash Bros.
They're
Masahiro
not gonna
Sakurai.
add
Is he like a guy?
Yes, he's a person. His name is Sakurai.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Did he make the whole game by himself?
Pretty much. More or less. I mean, there's obviously other developers, but he sleeps in the studio while he's making the
Does he
game.
have
They're
any
either gonna add
friends?
another Fire Emblem
He has a
character
wife
or
and
another
children
Final
that he
Fantasy
almost
character.
never sees.
It's quite sad.
So
He almost died making Smash Bros. Melee.
Once the kid is
Why?
18,
Because he didn't
they're gonna
eat
drag him
or
out.
sleep for like a couple of
What? So he
weeks.
made. And then what about everyone's most favorite Smash game, Brawl?
that was the one.
He did not like that game.
I like that game.
He did not.
It's not what we're talking about right now.
Anyways.
No, okay. So, just judging by what they did with Byleth, one, it's gonna be first party guy, because I just feel like they're gonna do
Who
that.
else is left for their first parties?
There's a million more
Fire
Pokemon.
Emblem.
They're not going to do a Pokemon.
More.
They're not stupid enough to do a Pokemon.
Yeah, they wouldn't do
Sam, they were stupid enough to add like 4 Fire Emblem characters as DLC in the Wii U
Added-
version.
2.
Wait, are you guys saying Cars 2 remastered? Cars 2 remastered.
No, but like seriously, who do you
They're
think
adding,
it would
like,
be?
A
Like,
Pokemon.
If no, it's not
They're
going to be
not
Pokemon.
adding a Pokemon.
I
It's gonna be
guarantee-
another first party one.
But it won't be a Pokemon.
Why would
That's
it not be a
retarded.
Pokemon?
You're an idiot for
Because they
thinking
have,
that's
like,
Why would it not be a Pokemon?
because there's
They already
more
have Pokemon
Pokemon in the
trainer.
game than any other characters from any other game.
Do you think he cares?
Trevor,
Yes.
what Pokemon would they add? Piplup?
Empoleon,
They got.
no.
It'll be. There's not for any.
Wailord,
Okay, shut
They
up.
already
Just
added all the cool ones.
you shut up.
What about Zekrom?
Okay, is there? There's none from Sword and Shield, right? In the game, there's none in Ultimate. There's none from that gen. One of them.
There's not one from every gen in the game.
Yeah,
But they're gonna put one from Sword and Shield in there
No, they
No,
won't.
they're- Why would they add more Pokemon?
because they like putting Pokemon in the game.
Bro,
There's
they made-
never
They
been a
wouldn't do that
Pokemon
for the
DLC
final
character
reveal.
ever.
Sam, do they still have?
Who cares?
Sam, do they still have that really huge menu that you got to look at to try to find the characters?
Oh, you mean like how every fighting game is? Yeah, they have one of those.
So now with how many characters they have, are they all like really small?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Is it hard to find the one you're looking for?
Not really. You can pretty clearly see them. Also, it comes up really big whenever you go over it.
Okay, next.
I think it's gonna be Pokemon.
It's not.
It's gonna be a lame
I'm not
first
even
party
going to
character.
entertain that theory because it's so not going to happen.
Okay, what do you think it's gonna be?
Not a Pokemon.
Okay, who do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know, but it might be Zero from.
They're gonna
From
add
Mega
Finn
Man.
You're
Missile.
thinking too big.
Did
You're
you
thinking
guys-
too stupid.
Sam, it's gonna be a lame first party character because
Even if
that's
it's-
what Nintendo does.
They're not gonna add a Pokemon.
Who is the final DLC character in Brawl or in 4?
Corrin from Fire Emblem.
Is anyone from Splatoon?
You want to know who the last DLC character for the final DLC pack was? Byleth from Fire Emblem.
Okay, so it'll be a Fire Emblem rep.
Yeah.
then.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a boring first party character.
It's not going to be a Pokemon though.
I don't think
They won't do that.
honestly.
They won't do that because there's too many of those in the game.
There
Like,
was
they don't want to oversaturate
There's too many
the
Fire
game.
Emblem characters. They put a million of those in.
Yeah, but you can put a million of those in because no one even knows they're from the same game.
Yeah. Plus, they're cool.
You could just do
don't wanna
Pokemon
play
battles
as
in Smash
Sludge.
Bros.
You already can.
Yeah, it's just like It's just like Pokemon battles but with real battle mechanics.
Plus, it's not going to be any of the. There's already Sword and Shield reps that are just in the Pokeballs. We just never use the items, so we don't ever see them.
I just think it's got to be a lame first party one because they're not gonna go out with a bang. They don't like going out with a bang. They just like
They
pooping
like
out a
going
final.
out with a poof.
They like pooping out a final character
No, I
and then
don't.
going.
But see, with how like fan pleasy Ultimate has been, I don't think they would do that.
I think they will though, because that's how Nintendo operates.
They might. It might be a lame character, but I don't think it'll be from Pokemon. It'll
It's got to
from
be
something
first party though. It's not gonna be a third party character. They're done with this. Has
Yeah,
got to be.
it's
the
not
last
going to
one.
be Pokemon though. Like it'll be a lame first party, but it won't be Pokemon.
Okay, fine.
Some
So.
add like Naruto or something.
It's Shrek.
It could be a Diamond and Pearl person. Could be one from that game to time with the remakes.
No, there aren't any Pokemon in that game that are popular.
We have 2 Sinnoh games coming out. That
It doesn't matter.
we could get a Sinnoh
Because
rep.
it's not going to be Arceus because he's already in the game. It's not going to be any of the starters. There's already
We could get Empoleon
no.
because there's not a whole lot of water Pokemon in the game.
I'm not
There's
against
Greninja.
Shrek.
I think
Honestly,
it'll be a Pokemon.
if Shrek's in the game, I will I will throw a parade in the street.
That would be so dumb. No,
Yeah,
watch
Shrek
it. Watch
would
it be
be
the
so
girl
funny.
from Life is Strange.
That would be really funny.
She like just takes pictures of the other characters. That's her weapon.
They add,
No one
they
agrees
just-
with
they
you.
just add,
I'm going to
Shrek forever,
expose you
ever
on
after.
Twitter.
No, it's a JRPG character. Oh, it's gonna be from Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh yeah, you know what? It will be.
That's what it's gonna be from.
No one will know who it is.
Yeah,
That's lame.
because
Anyways.
they're
should
gonna
add
put it
Goku.
to please like the Japanese fans.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a JRPG character. It's gonna be from someone from Shin Megami.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably what it'll be.
Can
Yeah.
add, another,
Yeah, it's gonna be from Shin Megami Tensei.
Or it could be
It's
that
not as
girl
real
from
big
that
character.
game where you take pictures of ghosts.
It could be. It's either from Shin Megami Tensei or Bravely Default.
What about Nintendogs?
The dog?
There's already Nintendo reps. In the
Play as Mario,
There are already
Link.
Nintendogs in the game?
Play
Yeah,
as
you use the assist trophy and then
They'll
a dog
add
comes up.
Sakurai.
And
No,
says,
Sam.
You're joking.
They're
You
adding.
just never play with items.
No, okay, Sam. Mario, Link, Donkey Kong,
I thought I
Samus,
was making a joke.
Joker, Villager from Animal Crossing, all these gaming all-stars, and also Golden Retriever from
Right.
We're adding Basset Hound.
I would play Golden Retriever from Nintendog every time.
They should add Sakurai.
You can brush their
That would
hair.
actually be cool if
You
the
can
final
wash
character
them.
it's just a PNG of Sakurai. Like each one of his animations is just like it's just a different photo of Sakurai, just like so he's like basically a stop motion character. That would
Guys,
actually
what
be
if
kinda
they
funny.
add Mario to the game?
Doubt. I don't know,
Crazy.
Patrick.
That seems pretty wild.
I don't know if they could get him.
He seems too big for Smash
Yeah.
Bros.
Too big.
Okay, next up,
Even though it's only called
spent
Smash
way too
Bros
long
because
talking
he's in
about
the game. Anyways,
Life is Strange Remastered and True Colors are coming to Switch. True Colors on September 10th, and then the remaster sometime this year. I don't know why I put that twice.
yeah.
It was very late at night when I wrote this.
Guardians of the Galaxy Cloud version coming
Yes.
to Switch. So you may be familiar with them doing like cloud versions. They did one for Resident Evil 5 and for
No, it wasn't
Eternal.
5. It was
the remake of the new one.
was it 8? No, it was.
No, it was the one that was a remake. Was it Resident Evil 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Resident Evil 2 remastered.
They did one.
The
They did
cloud
one
version.
for Hitman 3 and.
They've done it a
Control.
couple times.
They did a couple of them.
Basically, it's just like you're streaming the game. From,
Yeah, you can't play it on the
This
go.
way
You got to
it
be
is.
connected to Wi-Fi.
which is pretty dumb. I don't know why they do that. Anyways,
They did not mention it was the cloud version in the
yeah,
direct.
they didn't mention that. It was in really small text at
Yeah,
the bottom of the screen.
They did not want you to know that.
Yeah. Worms Rumble launches June 23rd.
This was that
What
crappy.
the heck is Worms Rumble?
This was
And
that-
Why was the trailer for it so long?
And why was it
Is this a
running
sequel to
so?
another game?
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
was
no.
that-
There's
was that
a
that one?
there's a
Yeah.
Worms franchise.
There is?
This is a new entry, and it was running like crap on the Switch. I
Oh
have
yeah,
no idea.
that's the one that was like.
We were like, what is happening? What is this game?
Yeah, that's the one with where the worms got guns.
Yeah, and they like bomb each
Somehow.
And they
other.
were like.
Even though they don't have
It was
arms.
lagging.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
lagging really bad. And like apparently if you pre-order it, you get like a hat or something for your worm.
Yay.
I don't know or care.
Worm
It's
hat.
worm.
Then they
game.
talked about Astria Ascending, which I forget what that even is. I'm gonna have to Google that real quick.
It's probably a JRPG.
It is a JRPG. Cool. Don't care.
Has
Moving
the word
on.
ascending in the name.
Releasing September 30th.
2 Point Campus. Have you ever been like, man, I want to play Animal Crossing, but like way more boring? Well, guess what? This is
Okay.
the game
Basically,
for
have you ever been to college and you went, "What if I was in college?"
with aliens and knights, and I built the campus? Well, now you can do that.
You're a crappy video game architect.
This is it for. This is the one.
It's for you.
All right, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. I'm not a Super Monkey Ball person. I've seen it in like arcades. I didn't know it was like a real franchise,
It's
I
its
just thought it was like
20th
a mobile
anniversary
game
this
thing.
year.
but apparently people like it, and this one looks good. Maybe
They're remastering Super Monkey Ball 1, 2, and the deluxe version of the first game
awesome.
into a trilogy. It releases October 5th. It's going to be
So
on
it's a
all systems.
remaster trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Then
I
they
don't have any of those.
then we get into the big announcements. There's 2 of them back to back. Mario Party Superstars, which is a new Mario Party game
Which we at first thought was DLC.
for Super Mario Party because it
Yeah.
looked exactly the same.
Yeah, they're using the same engine.
Obviously, it's the same engine.
They're using the same engine, and it's the same as Super Mario Party, the top 100. It's just on consoles, and it has 5 boards from the old games.
It's a collection of, I believe they said like 300
They said 100.
100?
Yeah.
100 mini games from across the series.
I think it's 100. I might be wrong.
I think it might be. It's
They
in
said
the hundreds.
A large number.
A very large number.
It's at 100.
And it's going to include 5 boards from various N64 games. So I think Mario Party 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they're all in 64.
There's only 5
yeah, there's only
boards
5
total,
boards.
which is stupid.
And all the mini games are from across all the Mario Party games.
There are no new mini
Oh my
games and no new
guys,
boards.
I just thought
But the boards are just from N64.
Yes.
For Smash they should add Elon Musk Wario.
Also PNG animated.
They'll add on Tusk.
Yeah, from Rick and Morty.
It's going to include online play at launch.
Have they added Rick and Morty?
Which
No.
That'd be fun.
He's not a video game.
You guys say nothing but stupid
Why don't they
things.
just start
Remember
branching out?
Remember that Rick and Morty video?
Patrick,
on the
that's what
phone?
Fortnite's for. Fortnite is for literally anyone is here.
Yeah.
No, okay. Smash Bros is everyone is here. Fortnite is anyone is here. So if you want the good characters, go to Smash Bros. If you want like the ones that were pooped out, that's where you go.
They're
Fortnite.
ones who were rejected.
The ones that got rejected from Smash Bros.
Rick from Rick and Morty, throw him in the pit. Beast Boy from Teen Titans,
Batman, I guess.
Batman.
3 different times.
3 times.
All right.
Superman.
But yeah, it has online play at launch, which the last game did not have, and it launches October
29th. Okay. Next big game was Metroid Dread.
So this is what I made a TikTok about today. But Metroid Dread was canceled some 20 years ago.
Okay, let me give you some backstory
It was
here.
hinted at constantly in Metroid Prime 3, in Metroid 4. All the time, there were little Easter eggs like, guys, Metroid Dread, it's coming. It's going to be so cool. Guys, trust me, this game's going to be the best. Guys, Metroid, you're not going to believe it's even a Metroid game. And then it was canceled, and then 20 years, they just sat on it, sort of, poked at the dirt. We're like, hey, look, it's the dirt pile that used to be this game. And then, randomly, this year, they were like, guys, I think we should build a house where this dirt pile is. And it's already done, and it's coming out tomorrow.
Sam, if you were very confused by what Sam just said, everyone in the world is, because what was that? So basically, I'm going to explain this for a minute. So the Metroid franchise, there's essentially like 2 branches of it, right?
Yeah,
there's
Prime
Metroid Prime, which is
the
3D
regular
first-person shooter games.
There's the 3Ds and the 2Ds.
And then there's the 2Ds.
Yeah.
The Prime trilogy is a prequel to the 2D games.
Yes.
Sort of. I think it's
Sometimes.
weird. There's a kind of a complicated timeline. But generally, they're prequels.
Yeah.
So there's a Metroid 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is Metroid for the NES, Super Metroid for the SNES, Metroid 2 Return of Samus for the Game Boy, and Metroid Fusion for the GBA. Metroid Dread is Metroid 5, because it's the 5th mainline 2D game,
Yes.
right? So
There is also Samus Returns for the 3DS. But
which
that's
is a remake
it's a
of Metroid
remake.
2.
Yeah.
So Metroid Dread was teased in Metroid Prime, I believe 1 and maybe just 1. It was teased in one of them.
Yeah.
But it's infamous because it was listed on, I believe, like a British gaming website.
No, like it was supposed to come out. Like it was.
We never ever got. It was never officially announced ever.
But it was hinted at constantly.
But in Metroid Prime, there was a thing on the wall, and if you scanned it, it said Project Dread is nearing completion.
Yeah.
And it was also listed on a couple retailers back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, because it was supposed to come out.
It never came out. No one knew what it was. No one knew what happened to it. And then this Mercury Steam, who did the remake Samus Returns on the 3DS, which came out a few years ago, is now making Metroid Dread, which is officially Metroid 5, making it the furthest in the Metroid timeline.
Armor's white now.
Because of the virus that she got in Metroid Fusion. I don't want to explain all that. But so this is now the furthest in the timeline. It's releasing on October 8th of this year.
Yeah, like it's coming
which is
out very
absurd. So obviously this is a big deal. big game. This was like the show. This was the big announcement coming out of E3.
If you're a Metroid fan, anyways.
Pretty much.
There was one other big announcement, but this was one of the two big announcements.
Yeah.
Tucker, you know way too much.
Shut up, Max. Just shut up.
Yeah, Tucker's like, oh, anime. I don't want to hear you talk about anime for
That's
1 second.
dumb.
But hang on, let me explain you the Metroid lore for just a tad, just a minute. May I have a minute of your time?
No,
In
before
1952.
You
before.
want to hear the funny joke from work yesterday?
Sure, Patrick.
Hold on, Dud. Can I finish?
So
Can I finish?
so his father.
There's no more. That's it.
No, there is.
So it was Father's Day, and when I get to work, the manager had us all come, and you know how he's like telling us what we're doing for the day,
Sure.
and he says, "Oh yeah, it's Father's Day. Happy birthday to all the fathers."
All right.
Anyway, back to the video games. Metroid Prime 4.
Happy birthday to all the fathers.
Before they did, during the direct, the guy came out and he was like, "So we're working on Metroid Prime 4 still. We're not going to show you any of it, but we're still working on it." And then he was like, "But here's a new Metroid game." And then they just played the trailer for it, which I think it would have been better if they just played the trailer and tell us what it is.
Yeah.
But so this is happening. Metroid Prime 4 is also still happening, but it's probably going to come out in like 3 years from now. Everyone listening to this, go buy Metroid Dread right now.
Or they will never make any more.
Or they
Metroid
will
games.
stop making these. And I'd like them to make more of them, please.
All right.
This series has never sold well in history.
And it's like, it's probably is it their only story-driven franchise? Where like the
Pretty
story is
much.
actually consistent. Not like Zelda, where
Where
they
they're-
say it's a story,
Yeah.
but it's really just like 20 totally disconnected and unrelated
This
stories.
is their only...
Zelda's been kidnapped again and again.
But this time they're cartoons.
This is
Like
the...
Mario.
This is their only franchise with like an actual ongoing
with a through
storyline.
line. With a story with a through
Yeah.
line that is actually consistent.
So yeah, Metroid Dread, launching October 8th.
Anyways, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Is this a cloud version also? Because I don't understand how this can run on the Switch.
No, this is not. It's a full game.
Okay, so Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a video game adaptation of the entire Dragon Ball Z show. Like the whole story. So you don't need to watch. If you play this game, you don't need to watch the anime. You've watched it already.
I might buy this game.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Naruto, the Naruto games in the same way where it's like it is literally just the whole anime, it's just a video game. So if you play the video games, you're good, pretty much. Yeah, it's coming out, and there's like DLC for it or something.
Yeah, it was September 24th.
Yeah, so that's cool.
And they talked about Mario Golf Super Rush for just a quick minute because it's coming out real soon.
The only game Patrick was hyped about.
You
What-
hyped
what
Mario
game?
Golf?
Yeah,
Oh!
I said I'd buy a Switch for that.
$300 for Mario Golf.
If we buy Mario Golf, Patrick will play it live on television.
I will. Ready?
I'm not buying
Guys,
it.
guess what I played? Guess what I played on a 7-hour flight to Hawaii the whole time.
What did you play?
Mario Golf.
I played. So there was this really crappy like. So the system they have is like Android.
Is
kinda.
it like the one they have at Chili's?
Basically, it's like the Chili's golf game, and it's really slow.
You played that for 7 hours?
Yeah.
Patrick, you may want to invest in a phone.
Patrick, no, wait.
You have an iPhone
No.
12.
Patrick
you
said
chose to play.
Patrick said he didn't watch Bad Batch because he didn't have the time, and he was on a
Played
7-hour
airplane
plane
golf
flight
game for 7
playing
hours.
a Android golf game on the airplane. You had 7 hours, Patrick.
Well,
Par 372.
I actually,
Oh, I got it.
I actually did have Bad Batch downloaded as well.
But you didn't even watch it.
Well, the noise canceling on my AirPods was broken, and it was just kind of uncomfortable.
But they
If only the phone had built-in speakers.
No, it's too bad. What a shame.
Anyways.
Anyway, the Mario Golf Super Rush, it's going to get a bunch of free updates with new maps and characters.
Which tells to us, hey, we're releasing the game. It's not done yet, but like we're gonna, you can. Play
It's like
it.
Mario Tennis Aces.
Yeah.
Then they showed
Monster
another
Hunter
trailer for
Stories
Monster
2.
Stories 2, Wings of Ruin,
Which
which they keep just release it at this
Didn't
point.
it's Pokemon with dragons.
It releases
They
July
just
9th.
make Monster Hunter Rise.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're different kinds of games.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Rise is like a pseudo open world, like action.
Monster Hunter Rise
platformer.
is the next mainline Monster Hunter game.
Yeah,
Monster Hunter Stories is a different
It's a
thing.
JRPG spin-off where it's
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon and also Pokemon, but they're the same. They're
Oh,
mixed
so it's
together.
like Pokemon and Pokemon Snap.
No, not at all. I don't understand how you got that from what I said.
This is why you should leave. Then next, they talked about WarioWare Get It Together. It was officially announced. It's going to include a bunch of new micro games and also remixed micro games from the older games.
As the little dudes from WarioWare.
Yeah.
Is this the one with Mario?
Anyways,
it's gonna the big thing with this one is it's gonna feature co-op modes for all of its mini games.
You know, like every WarioWare game ever.
No.
Are they not all multiplayer?
No, this is the first co-op one.
Then why would anyone play this game? I thought the whole point was that like you're competing with your friends to do the mini games.
The whole point is you get as far as you can doing the mini games.
That sounds so lame. Seriously, how has this franchise survived this?
Okay, it's coming out on September 10th.
No, seriously, this is like this game has all the stimulation of a child's puzzle and coloring book.
It's not a party game.
It's not. I would argue it's not a game. It's like that Cartoon
Patrick is just answering emails.
You know that Cartoon Network app where it would auto-generate a game, but they were basically like the same 6 games over and over again?
It's like Newbie Arcade.
It's like that. It's like, that's not a game, dude. Anyways, what's next?
Then they talked about...
WarioWare is a stupid... I thought it was multiplayer, but now that it's not. Like, that's the dumbest thing ever.
Then they talked about Shin Megami Tensei 5. The whole trailer. It's a Shin Megami Tensei game.
Imagine Shin Megami Tensei, but this time you're a girl with blue hair and a sword.
This game, what has it been, like 4 years since its original announcement now?
It's been forever.
They announced it at the first Switch presentation.
Yeah, it was announced alongside the Switch.
Yeah, so it's been a while. Comes out November 12th, which, that's cool. Danganronpa Decadence is going to launch sometime this year. I believe it's like a remaster.
I hear people talk about it all the time, but I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, I believe it's
this is the one where the plush bear tries to murder kids.
It's a mixture of it's like a plush bear and it's like Saw.
Yeah. So Saw, but this time he's a bear.
Yeah.
Murders high schoolers.
Yeah.
Saw Bear.
That's the story.
Isn't it also
Pretty
like
much.
a board game thing?
No.
Just
don't talk if you don't know what you're talking about.
You just say things. What?
Whenever we let him on camera, he talks
I think
more.
it got an anime adaptation.
I think it did.
It's gotten like several.
It's gotten mangas and stuff as well.
And I know it also
Manga.
Good, Patrick.
That's just
Patrick's going insane.
Patrick,
I'm tired of gaming time.
Patrick, we're almost done.
We're almost done.
Guys, gaming time has like been the whole show.
And along with that,
E3 just happened.
This is the one gaming thing that happens every year.
Why didn't you do a gaming show without me?
We did. And
it was 40 minutes long.
Why are we doing it again?
Because this is the second half, Patrick.
Oh my god.
The first half was just Summer of Games. This is all of E3. Anyways.
They also announced that all four...
What's the difference?
One of them is one dude who hated E3, who made his own conference, and sort of sometimes people show up. And E3 is the main conference that people actually care about, that everyone comes to.
Along with the Danganronpa Decadence, all 4 games of the series will be available in the eShop, I believe, right now.
Yep. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Black Water, ported to Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Yeah, that was a Wii U game.
So this is the Nintendo-owned IP...
Sorta.
It's Ghostbusters, but you're a girl and you're in a mountain.
And you have a camera.
And there's water.
And I'm sure there's water.
Thanks, Max.
In the title.
And then they showed another trailer for Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 1, which is a DLC campaign, which came out in between the conference and this podcast recording.
Yep. Tony Hawk Pro
Skater 1 and 2 remastered.
I played those games.
There we go. There's one for Patrick.
Coming on June 25th. Then they showed a trailer for Strange Brigade, which, if you notice, I didn't even descrive because I cared so little about it. It's like a third-person shooter. It doesn't matter. Then they showed the Mario plus Rabbids trailer again. And then they announced Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, which is a complete ground-up remake of the first 2 Advance War games.
From the DS. Not the 3DS, the DS.
The DS. It's going to release on December 3rd, priced at a full $60.
Great.
I saw that a lot of fans of the series were very happy, so I'm glad for them.
Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLCs Part 1 and 2 are announced and coming out. One is called Puel of the Ancients.
Pulse, that should be Pulse, I'm sorry.
It
was very late. It was like 2 a.m.
Pulse of the Ancients. So that one is... Alright, that one's out right now. That's the one... What did that one add? It doesn't matter.
A playable Guardian.
Right, you can play
And a
as
bunch of
Guardian.
new weapons for Link.
And some Guardian-themed weapons.
You
And the
guys are
DLC
into
Part 2,
Fuel.
we don't know anything about and is coming out in November.
But we have a title. It's called Guardian of Remembrance.
Yes.
Okay, then this last section was focused on just Zelda stuff.
Yeah, so this is the cool part. Skyward Sword HD is still coming out.
Yeah, they were just like, it's coming.
Zelda Game & Watch is the only Zelda 35th anniversary thing that they're doing. They released 6 games for Mario's and a Game & Watch thing, and had a whole direct and released Legos and made a theme park.
And merchandise.
And Zelda gets a pocket watch
Mario's got a
with
little
Zelda
mustache,
games on
though.
it.
Do you remember I think for the
This is your daily reminder that Breath of the Wild sold more than Odyssey. Patrick, you can continue.
for the 25th or 30th anniversary, they did like a whole orchestral version of the soundtrack.
That's true.
Yeah, but they're not doing that this time.
That would have been so cool.
That would have been cool, but they are not doing it.
But this game...
Well, I guess because their modern soundtracks are already orchestral.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. To make up for that, they announced that
This
Breath
game-
of the Wild 2 is...
No, we're not done with the Game & Watch.
Yes, we are. It's
It
got
includes
it's got
Zelda 1 and 2 and Link's Awakening.
It's got 2D Zeldas on it. No one cares. Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out, and it looks very cool. So yeah, so this game looks awesome. It's got Ganon's skeleton in it.
Link has a robot arm.
Link has a robot arm that has time travel powers. They didn't say that, but it's very obvious that that's what it is.
There's going to be a whole Sky Islands part.
Yeah, so either this is a prequel, sequel, or...
I have theories.
Yeah, it looks very interesting.
I think
they're using this game to reset the entire Zelda time.
I think this is I think the main focus of this game is going to be time stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be revealed that all of like the Sky Islands
Is this the Zelda Flashpoint game?
are like
Yeah, this is Zelda Flash.
are like the Skyward Sword area like merging into this timeline. I think the whole focus is going to be about like legacy and then like all of Zelda.
Yeah, so if you notice, do you recall, Tucker, that tapestry of Link and Zelda fighting Ganon with all the guardians surrounding it? Yes. Now, do you have? Would you pull that up real quick?
Is this the game where you shoot people?
Yeah. And then if you
Max, has anyone laughed at a single joke you've made this entire podcast?
I have no friends.
Maybe you should stop making jokes no one likes. Make good jokes instead of bad jokes.
Gold tapestry. This one, Sam? Are you speaking of this one? Right
That's
there?
the guy. Now, could you zoom in on Link for me?
Yeah.
The people, the audio listeners, will be very confused by this.
Yes, I'm zoomed in on Link.
Okay, do you see his outfit there with the green long sleeve and his undone hair blowing in the wind?
Yes, I do see that.
Does that look familiar at all?
Kind of looks like...
Does it look perhaps exactly like his outfit from the reveal trailer, maybe?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
my
looks like a
theory
dragon.
is that this is going to be like a
It's
prequel
just a
sequel
trick.
type game, but not what was the game? Calamity, the Hyrule Warriors game.
Yeah,
not
which
like
was
that
a straight
game,
up prequel.
which was a prequel that takes place 100 years before. Because now in Breath of the Wild, this all happened 10,000 years ago as well. That was the first time they beat Ganon, at least in this timeline. So I think he's going to be jumping in between the 10,000 years ago time period, and that's why we see the like stone robot guy in the trailer, because that would have been like Sheikah technology from like their prime, and like the current regular normal timeline we see in Breath of the Wild.
Now, the big thing with the reveal is we still don't have a title.
No,
And
they
Bill-
said that the title is
Bill
a spoiler.
Trennan afterward in the Treehouse said that the reason they haven't revealed it is because it's a spoiler for the whole idea of the game. First off, why aren't we seeing... We haven't seen Bill Trennan in a while. We never see him anymore. Come back to Nintendo Direct
who
with Bill
that is.
Trennan. But anyway, so I think... the reason I think that is I think it's because the title of the game is going to be Breath of Time.
That sounds confusing.
Why?
Because what does that mean?
Doesn't matter. What does Breath of the Wild mean?
Well, because like outside air, like nature breathes, like time.
It's gonna
doesn't
be
breathe.
something of time, because time's gonna be in the name. Otherwise, what would be the spoiler there?
Ocarina of Time again.
Call it like Arrows of Time.
Zelda.
New Zelda Ocarina of Time.
It'll be called A Link Between Time.
What's wrong with Arrows of Time?
I think they're
That
gonna.
doesn't mean anything.
They're gonna keep. I think they're gonna keep Breath of something in it, just so dum-dums will think
They're
that they're
doing.
the same.
Remember what the first Zelda game was supposed to be, where he's going in between a future and the past, and there's like a future sci-fi city, and then the regular one.
Oh, they like the
And the
original
Triforce
prototype
was-
for this game?
Yeah, and the Triforce was.
Yeah.
No, not the prototype. The original prototype for the first Legend of Zelda game, where he was traveling between a future, and the Triforce was supposed to be computer chips.
Is that a thing?
Do you not know about this?
So why don't
No.
they just
That's
call,
what it was originally going.
Why don't they just call it Zelda Triforce?
And he was called Link because he was a link between the future and the past. Like
No,
the
he's
fantasy
called.
world.
No, they say he's named Link because he's a link between the
They
player
say
and the
that
game.
now, but originally this was why he was called Link. It's because he was the link between the future, like the future world and the fantasy world.
Oh, they should call it Link
I'm
Between
thinking
Worlds.
they'll do something similar. They'll both be fantasy worlds though, because they're not going to do sci-fi space city because that would be too far of a departure. But I think that that's basically what this game will be, and I think it'll be called A Link Between Time.
I think that's okay. That's a fine title. I think the only reason they won't do it is because they want to keep Breath in the title, so that the people who know nothing about Zelda and who only know about Breath of the Wild will go, "Hey, that's a sequel to that game."
I think they'll pick it up. I think they'll figure it out.
Sam, people are stupid.
The sequel to Ocarina of Time is called Majora's Mask.
That's true.
People figured that one out.
Don't you think the part where they say Zelda in the name will be enough?
Well, because Link's Awakening is also on the Switch, so they'll go, "Is it another one of these?" I don't know. I'm dumb.
But it's called Zelda.
They should put
It's in the
Oprah
title.
one.
Link's Adventure is also on the Switch. People
Max,
figured
what
out
are you
that stuff.
even saying? Just
what did
be
you just
quiet.
say? I just
He said
told
he
you
said,
you
he
understood
said they
that.
should put Oprah in the game.
What?
What made you think of Oprah?
This is just the Max tries to derail the podcast episode.
All right, we're
right.
finally
Are we
done
done?
with gaming.
Done with game time.
Do you guys
Patrick,
wanna
are you
take-
ready for TV time?
Do you want to take a quick break before we do gaming?
Yeah, do you want to take a break?
We need to take a 5.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a 5.
With my knife.
Welcome back after the break.
Welcome. For you, it's been multiple seconds, but for us, it's been many more seconds.
Literally like 5 minutes, maybe.
All right, so we're gonna jump into TV news now. So we're gonna start off with some DC trailers.
Right.
Got Titans
Season
season 3.
They're going to Gotham, baby.
I guess they weren't in Gotham already, even though
No, they
sometimes
were in Michigan.
Sometimes they were though.
What were they doing in Michigan, fools?
That's a great question.
Just hanging out.
That's not
Fighting
allowed.
gray blob men.
Who hangs out in Michigan?
And
That's a good
What else did
question.
they do?
Gretchen Whitmer.
Superboy was there, I think.
better watch it.
Yeah. So Titans season 3. They're doing way too much.
Yep.
8
Uh,
pages?
I think they
Eight-
should have
this-
just called the show.
This docket
Robin
is
and
8
Reed.
pages.
The last one was 9.
6 of which are all E3.
Yep.
Okay. So
Oh my god.
so this season they're doing Jason Todd's death by the hands of the Joker, whose face they won't show on camera.
Of course.
But
not.
they did show him being beat to death with a crowbar.
Yep.
Which is spoilers, I guess.
Well, everyone knows what happened. Well, yeah. everyone-
spoilers for the people that watch.
Everyone.
The people that watch this show clearly don't know anything about the
That's
comics.
true.
So this is going to be spoilers for them.
But if you're familiar with the comic book story that came out
Do the tapping thing.
that came out 40 years ago.
While you're talking, whatever, it's fine.
Anyway, so they're doing Jason Todd's death. They're doing Red Hood. They're doing Blackfire. They're doing Barbara Gordon, Stephanie Brown, all in the same season.
New person each.
Oh, and
episode.
Batman's back, but he's still not in a Batman outfit because he's
He's
65
just
years
an old
old.
bald guy.
Why did they pick such an old man?
I don't know. And I mean, you could have just easily just switched.
Is
to a
this on the
different guy.
CW?
No, this is on HBO Max. Comes out in August. It's gonna air weekly.
But it would have been on the CW.
It would have been on the CW. No, actually, it would have been on TNT if they didn't cancel it.
Who made it? Like, who wrote it?
It was co-created by Akiva Goldsman, Jeff Johns, and your boy Greg Berlanti.
Oh no. Greg was part of this?
Yeah, Greg was part of this.
Okay.
He co-wrote the first episode.
That's why Beast Boy only turns into
One animal.
one animal, sometimes a snake.
Well, that's because of budgetary reasons.
The
not
show
because
should
of
just be
the
called Raven, and sometimes Robin.
Raven and sometimes the Teen
No,
Titans.
they're doing.
Yeah, the first season was Raven and sometimes.
Ra-
the Teen
yeah, it was
Titans.
Raven and also Dick Grayson.
The second season was random things happened. The show,
Mm-hmm.
and then the third season is gonna be we got a speed.
They're
run the
essentially
ending.
just doing a Batman show now.
Yeah.
It's in Gotham.
Well,
It's
'cause,
all
no,
Batman
They were
characters.
clearly setting up Blackfire. But,
Yeah.
like the trailer did not even mention her.
Mm-mm.
So I guess we're just gonna.
Well, because season
Are they
2
not
was
doing
their
that?
Are they not
season
doing a
2 was their
season four?
crappy version of Judas Contract, right?
Yeah.
So it should have just been. It should have been first season was whatever Trigon or whatever
Yeah.
Trigon. Second season's Judas Contract. This season should have been either all Blackfire or all Red Hood, because those are both season...
Or Red X, who's a character that we still don't know anything about.
All worthy storylines
Sam,
for a whole
have
season.
you been watching this?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons.
Was it good?
No.
It's very bad.
Then
Very
why do you
bad.
keep watching it?
It's so
Because
awful.
I wanted to watch it before I watched Young Justice, so I could feel how much better Young Justice was.
It's on
Young
the
Justice
verge
is
of
much
being
better.
And did it work?
unwatchable.
First 2 seasons. Season 3 takes an animation quality dive, man.
And it's
Poops
confusing, but
Are they
I mean,
making-
it's still fine.
Are they making a season 4 of Titans? Or-
Yeah, it's
Thank
called
Of Young Justice?
yeah.
it's Young Justice
It has a title.
Phantoms?
No,
It's Phantoms.
Is it Phantoms?
It's Phantoms.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's supposed to come
Anyways,
out this year. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. So, Titans Season 3, it's
Coming
just,
out.
it's just too much stuff. Like, what are they doing? Like, for a show that took 2 seasons to have Dick Grayson become Nightwing, why are they taking 1 season to do 4 different iconic storylines? Because Tim Drake's also supposed to show up. They're going to introduce Tim Drake. They're going to kill off the current Robin, make him Red Hood, and then also introduce the next Robin all in the same season.
Patrick, what you doing there?
I'm part of the podcast.
He's taking a nap. He's
Wait.
taking a nap.
There's 3 Robins.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Why are they doing that?
Max, there's 4 Robins in the comic book.
No, I know
Technically,
that
there's like 7.
No, I know there's.
No,
there's
there's
Robins in
only
the
4
comics,
of them.
There's
matter.
only
But
ever
why
been
are they-
You
5.
need these better than I do.
But why are they introducing all of them now? Like, it's so dumb.
Because my guess is that this is their last season, and so they're just going to do everything that they were going to do in the next few.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Stargirl Season
Wasn't that
2!
the coolest thing
I
you
haven't
ever
seen
seen?
Stargirl
really
season
hurts
1
my
or the
eyes.
Stargirl
Why?
season 2 trailer. So,
So Stargirl Season 1 was pretty good.
girl have magic stick.
So the whole plot of Stargirl Season 1, if you haven't seen it, is that she's forming a new JSA because they're all dead.
Mhm.
And they have to take down the...
Why'd they die?
Because
Yes.
they were killed.
They died of murder.
They were murdered. That's how they
I know a
did that.
character like that from a great movie franchise.
They were killed by the Injustice Society, or I think that's their name.
Is that what they call it? That's
Because
stupid.
there's the Justice Society of America and then the Injustice Society of America,
Right.
right? So they killed all of the Injustice Society in very violent ways for a CW show. The
Awesome.
main villain gets hit with a truck and dies
On screen.
on
Wait,
screen.
do you see his corpse?
No,
Oh,
well
then
he's
that's
in
fine.
he's icicle.
Oh,
He's
so
in
he-
ice form and he hits him with a truck and he just shatters.
Yeah, so he's gonna have his own spin-off show where he takes
No.
place in a fantasy universe and
so
he gets everything.
Keep
introduced
in
from
mind,
other
this is the
characters.
character that killed Jay Garrick, Flash, Starman, Hourman, like a bunch of very powerful superheroes, and he dies because he gets hit with a truck.
Makes sense to me.
Um,
He's
Truck
frozen.
Coon just be killing everyone. these days.
Solomon Grundy's still alive. He's just running around.
He's
They
in
killed
this
all
show.
their main villains. So the plot of this season is that there's like no villains, so all the characters are like, why are we doing this at all? And they're introducing more elements of the JSA characters. Alan Scott's daughter was the big thing in this trailer,
What
who
does
doesn't
she-
exist in the comic books,
yeah,
I
what
don't
does
think.
She do?
Mostly because Alan Scott
Was she just Green
was a
Lantern?
homosexual. Was a homosexual person, so
Was
I
she
don't.
adopted?
Don't say the H
Or are they
word.
just retconning their
I don't
only
know.
gay
Well, they never
character?
say he's gay in the show, but he is gay in the comic books.
Homosexual slur now.
So I don't. I don't
Well,
know
they
what's going
can't.
on.
They can't ungay a character. That's forbidden. So
That's illegal.
Well, and you can. It's just difficult.
So I don't know what's going on, but she's
what are
there.
you talking about?
She could be like lying about
Iceman
it.
was gay for a while.
That's true.
Do they have like the DC?
They just
conversion
reset the
therapy?
whole universe, and then he wasn't anymore.
Oh.
That's what you have to do.
Oh.
No, but yeah.
like
so
I said, you can do it.
Alan
it's just
Scott's
difficult.
supposed to show up. The guy who's like a purple electric man is supposed to show up. I forget his name.
Cool.
What's his name? The guy Jay Garrick is supposed to show up in a flashback at some point this season.
Makes sense.
So yeah, Stargirl season 2. Hopefully, it's just as pretty good as last season.
Awesome. Johnny Test getting a new season. Comes out July 16th on Netflix. Patrick, you remember Johnny Test?
I do.
That show that would come on when you're waiting for other shows to come on
Like-
Cartoon Network?
It's the one that they played when you were waiting for your checkup at the doctor's office.
Yeah.
It's
So-
getting another. It's being brought back. It's coming to Netflix.
Awesome. Can't wait for that.
We need to get Netflix.
Disney Plus
You
to
honestly
move all
don't.
program debuts to Wednesdays starting this week.
Why? Are they gonna
don't know.
put something
So-
bigger on Friday?
So obviously, okay, so Loki
Oh, they're
was...
doing. I think they're doing movies on Fridays, shows on
Yeah,
Wednesdays.
so Loki was debuting on Wednesdays. We'll get to that in a minute, but that was doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And my guess is that because we're getting back into theatrical films coming out,
Yeah.
they're going to want... Because if there's a Marvel show debuting on Friday and then also a Marvel movie also coming out on Friday,
so make movies.
you don't
come
want
out
to
on Wednesday.
cannibalize the market.
Yeah.
So my guess is that they're going to have all their... So their plan is to have all the shows coming on Wednesday and then their actual, like, big movies come out on Friday, which makes sense to me. I think it's kind of... I think Disney Plus should, like, carve out its own day
Yeah.
to be, like, the Disney,
Disney
Plus day.
Day.
So I
Yeah.
think Wednesday's a pretty good idea for that.
Guys, it's gonna be a new holiday. We're gonna get
Every week it's a holiday.
We're gonna get the day off. Gonna be
Everyone go home and watch Hawkeye.
Alright guys, Hawkeye's coming out today, so
Alright,
Beauty and the Beast prequel series officially greenlit by Disney
It's
Plus.
animated?
No.
Wait.
Live action?
Do you remember the live action
What's
film
up?
Beauty and
What's
the
up?
Beast?
Why do you need a prequel to Beauty and the Beast?
But do you remember the film?
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Remember
The live action version?
Do you remember Gaston and LeFou?
Yes.
Yeah, and their thing.
Have you ever wanted to know what they did before Beauty and the Beast?
Other than hunt,
Have you ever wanted to know?
their only character trait is hunting.
Well, now they're gonna get their own show on Disney Plus.
They drink and they hunt.
Both of the Josh Gad and whoever played Gaston are back.
Also, Josh Gad in a different costume.
I forget his name,
I don't know either.
but they're back.
Good.
That's awesome. Good for them. Univision to launch
Josh-
two-tier
Josh Gad's
subscription
in the
service in the
system.
U.S. and Latin America in 2022. Great. If you need your telenovela fix, that's the place
No,
to do
the
it.
funny part was that, like, in the Deadline article, it was like, Univision wants to compete with Netflix. And I'm like, why?
That's
and
that's
they
not
can't.
a thing they can do. Well, I mean, they're huge, and like they're the only TV network in like most of Latin America. So like, I'm sure they'll compete, just not in the U.S.
Yeah. Now we move on to business. More people watched the Quibi shows when they launched on Roku than they were watched on Quibi during Quibi's entire nine-month-long existence.
That's because Quibi is
Shocking.
Apparently, Roku is really happy with how these shows performed. Like, they actually... Because they've put Roku originals on them
Yeah.
all. So now they're considering making just more Roku original programming.
So did they ever figure out, like, did Quibi ever... Did they ever get their finances settled?
Yeah, they went out of business. They're
I
gone.
know, but, like, all those employees...
All those investors?
did they ever...
No, they did not get their money
They
back.
ever pay back their debt?
No, there's...
That's not how investing
My
works.
guess... No,
No, it is.
The
It's
company,
debt.
the company just folded. And
Yeah, no, you don't.
You have to pay
They
back
company
investors.
folded and they sold all the
Oh.
shows to Roku.
No, they're investors.
Yeah, investors...
You're talking about shareholders.
How do you think investors make money?
You're talking about shareholders.
No, I'm talking about investors.
Investors give you money and
They give you money because they believe in the idea. There's
And
not
they want a
necessarily-
stake in the
Investors
company.
generally are stakeholders.
Yeah, but not.
I think you're confused.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Investors want to be paid back.
Here, hold this microphone.
It's
Don't trip on the cable.
It's an investment the same way you pay for college. Right? Like
Yeah.
if you take a loan to go to college, they expect you to pay that back. It's like an investment in your
No,
education.
that's a loan.
But it's an investment.
No,
really.
that's a loan.
Okay, but so basically
A
is
scholarship is an investment.
No, but that's not how investing works.
That is exactly how investing works.
No, because an investor wants to be paid back.
They
Why do you
want
go-
to be? They aren't always paid back.
Patrick, think of it
Why
like
do you think every
Patreon.
Kickstarter project fails?
Think of it like Patreon.
Yeah,
You
What
pay
do
the
you
person
think
see
happens
the
to those
content.
Kickstarter backers? What do you think happens?
Okay, if the project doesn't
Nothing
raise
happens. They just
if the
lose money.
project doesn't raise enough money, the Kickstarter backers get all their money back.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They lose their money.
That's not true.
That is
That's
exactly
how
what happens.
investing
No, I
works.
think you're wrong.
That is literally Patrick. Do you know what investing is?
I do.
I feel like you might not.
Patrick, explain
I watched
investing
Shark
for us.
Tank, excuse you. So
But those are but that's not a real investment because they're just basically purchasing stock options.
no.
Also, it's reality TV, so
That
like
needs
all
to
of
be
it's
up
fake.
against-
Guys, reality TV is the
Aren't you literally making a video about how fake it is?
no.
But
All right, I have to readjust the camera because you didn't put it.
Should I make a Shark Tank video too?
it's fine.
Patrick's-
You just want to tell us you have mail.
Patrick's
No,
reality TV
no,
deep
just,
dives.
Just keep it with Patrick. That way, when I talk,
No one wants to hear you talk.
I say valuable things.
No, you don't.
Zero
It's been
valuable.
firmly established you say only
I say
dumb
very
things.
important things, 0.000001%
Name one
of the
useful
time.
thing you've ever said on this
Okay,
podcast.
well, I say not bad things sometimes.
That means nothing.
Okay,
I
anyway.
heard.
So
You
not
get
things of
silent
value, but not
tweets.
things
Yeah,
that
literally
are...
silence.
What are we on? We still in Quibi?
No, we were talking
move on.
about how Patrick doesn't know what
Patrick doesn't
investing
know
is.
what
No, they want the investors want to
The
be
investors-
paid
They
back.
want their money
They're
back,
not legally.
but they don't get it back.
Yeah,
That's
they don't-
not how it works.
They don't legally.
Yeah, but
have
losing
to
money
give it to them.
sucks.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
They were
Welcome
the
to America.
They
This is
invested in
capitalism.
Quibi. It's their fault.
Yeah,
They should have invested in Roku.
They should have invested in an actual company.
they should have invested in the McDonCast. We lasted longer than Quibi.
Yeah, but
That's true.
we don't. We're not making.
But we don't make any
We're not
money.
making content worth millions
But
of
we're
dollars.
not.
Yeah, we
not
didn't.
making.
We didn't
content
pay
worth
$500 million to produce original shows.
Right.
That's true.
And if we did, we would have done it way better than
Regardless, we outlasted Quibi.
That's
they
true.
did. You know what? We should go out and get investors to make original content,
Like what?
That's what we're doing
like
now.
Quibbies.
You just want to make Quibi
Oh, no.
again? Have you ever wanted Quibi but with no famous people?
All right. What's
Next up,
Guys, Guys are
Loki.
making our own app.
It's the biggest
yeah.
streaming debut on Disney Plus, according to Kevin Feige, who also said they're still learning like what metrics make something a streaming success.
If people watch
Yeah.
it,
What is he talking about? If the view go up that good, it's pretty simple.
But
Why do
yeah.
you think there's 2 Tall Girl
E-
movies?
Every time there's a new Disney Plus show, it's the most watched debut ever.
Because more people buy the service to watch
Well,
the new
'cause-
show, and then more people watch the next
Or
show.
because
It's not
they
that-
just want to put
did you
that in
ever
a
watch?
catchy headline.
What was that
Yeah.
Netflix show, The Kissing Booth? You ever watched The Kissing Booth?
The
Yeah,
film?
first one, yes.
You ever
And
watch
The
the
Kissing
second
Booth
one?
No.
I watched the first 2
I've
minutes of the second one.
Only watched the second one.
Why did I watch that? I watched that with someone. I don't remember.
I
who.
watched
Yes,
that
yes.
because a bunch
I
of-
watched the Kissing
bunch
Booth
of-
one.
So a bunch of people were doing like a watch party, and I was there.
Oh
Apparently.
no!
So
What?
I unfortunately got to see The Kissing Booth too, and it's about the struggles of a girl who
I guess
has-
I've seen. I know
she
what
has
it's
to
about.
go to her backup school.
Why-
Guys, I
Her
haven't
backup
seen it.
school is NYU because she didn't get into
Oh, I
Stanford
did see that.
because
Yeah,
her boyfriend got into Stanford
not-
and then she was
Why?
sad because
Explaining the
Guys, I
plot.
haven't
because
seen it.
she
I
only
don't know
got
what it's
she
about.
only got into UCLA and NYU.
Patrick,
so-
we're talking about Loki streaming numbers. Why are you talking about the Kissing
Oh, we
Booth
are?
too?
Yes.
Well,
But
we'll
I
call
don't
this
know
episode the
how-
McKissing Booth.
No, we won't. We will. I will. You know what? This will be the only thing I ever cut out.
Patrick, that'll be when the third movie comes out. We'll do
Kissing
a whole
Booth 3,
episode.
anybody?
The
We'll
title
tell it.
is- the
Patrick,
title
we'll do
is-
like a whole hour-long episode of the Kissing Booth 3 when it comes.
Thank
How is
God.
that even legal? Like, how, I don't think a school can like make a kissing booth.
No, they can't.
Pretty sure that's like definitely like some kind of sexual harassment.
Oh yeah, that it's
understand.
that, and it's definitely not allowed now because
That
of coronavirus.
that part of the movie is like 2 seconds.
They brush over that.
No, the whole movie is it's between this guy.
It
and
doesn't
this-
matter.
this guy.
Yeah. So Loki was big. That's what we need to know. Movie news time.
Snake
Loki-
Eyes
Loki was
trailer.
actually interesting.
Snake Eyes trailer happened.
There was another one. Did you
It's-
watch it?
No, it's Snake Eyes. I don't know how to explain to you how little I care about this movie.
Okay.
Guy was
So I can tell from the trailer
Tucker's playing
that it's
Snake.
very obvious that the movie will start with him getting recruited by a ninja guy to go train as a ninja. He will then have like a 5-minute training montage, basically become Snake Eyes within the first half hour.
We wrote that movie.
Yep.
And
That's
then
the
in the
exact
trailer they're like, there's a secret international spy organization named Cobra we have to take down, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it'll be a Snake Eyes origin movie for about a half hour, and then
And
it'll
a
just
G.I.
turn
Joe
into
movie for
another
the rest.
GI Joe movie where it's just Snake Eyes and he leads a crew of people to go take down a secret Cobra base,
Yeah.
and at the end of the film they'll tease another big GI Joe movie that they
Cobra
will.
Commander will be like, I'm Cobra Commander,
Yeah.
and I'm evil.
Also, it's very obvious he'll put on the helmet like once.
Yeah, he'll only wear it in the final battle of the movie.
Yeah.
Hotel Transylvania 4 moves to October 1st. Oh no. Same weekend as Addams Family 2. Whoop-de-doo.
See,
They're gonna
Two-
cannibalize.
You have
each other.
two children's animated Halloween-themed films opening the same weekend.
Wait, when are they opening?
October 1st, that weekend.
Is that when we're opening?
No,
No.
When's karate or when's Sam Sluice good opening?
it's October 22nd.
Okay.
Mark your calendars, kids.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, at least our
ours is
views aren't
free.
going to
We
be
don't compete, 'cause
cannibalized.
That's
it's
true.
free.
You don't have to pay for us.
I'll be back.
Scoob director says that a sequel is in development at Warner Bros.
So the whole idea of Scoob.
I mean, they did set it up for a franchise.
Well, the whole idea of Scoob was that it'd be the first film in a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe.
Yeah.
There was questions on whether or not it would get any sort of follow-up because, of course, its theatrical release was snubbed and it was released on PVOD and it didn't do very well at all.
Did you ever see Scoob?
I have
We
not
almost
seen
did.
Scoob.
Have you
But then we
seen
didn't.
parts of Scoob?
We decided to watch Green Lantern instead.
Yes.
That shows you
That's
how
a
much
real
you care
thing.
about Scoob.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Scoob sequel probably happening. Next up, we got our first looks at the Supergirl outfit in the Flash, as well as the Flash's new suit in the Flash.
Wait,
The
in the
Supergirl
movie?
one I saw, the Flash one I did not.
In the movie?
Yes, in the film.
It's
So-
just a
Good?
spandex Supergirl suit.
It's probably like a darker version of the CW one.
No, she just has red shoulders.
No, that's what it looks like.
Oh, Patrick.
You agree?
This is going up, Patrick. I hope you know that.
Well, we can cut this out.
I'm not cutting it out, Patrick.
You're liable for everything you say.
Well, it was. Did I say it was a joke?
Well, that's too late now.
Okay, so obviously,
No, it's not bad.
it's got
a cape. Where's
it's got a
The Cape
similar-
CGI.
Yeah, it's CGI for some parts.
Yeah.
There is pictures of her.
Yeah,
with
it's
blonde.
just a female Superman.
So
costume.
yeah, obviously it does have the same design language as the Man of Steel. suit.
It is almost identical,
It's
save for the shoulders.
Yeah, well, it's got the shoulder thing, and the S is a little bit different, and like she doesn't have red boots anymore.
Did Superman have red boots?
Yes,
She needs red boots then.
I know, right? But anyway, so it looks like. So obviously, one, she doesn't have the blonde hair, and two, it's cut short. It's black
Yeah.
and it's cut short, which makes me think this is not Kara Zor-El.
Is it a
Normal
different
Supergirl?
one?
Maybe,
So
maybe that's her her stunt double.
no, there have been a lot of
With
comparisons.
looks totally different. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know how they do it. Whenever they find stunt doubles, they try to find someone who looks completely different.
So there have been a lot of rumors that this is a version of Lara Kent, who is a. Okay, so you know the Injustice universe, right?
Mhm.
So you know how in that universe Superman, Lois, and his unborn daughter are killed.
Mhm.
So in in that comic, Superman has a vision of a world where they weren't killed, and he had a daughter named Lara Kent, who looked exactly
Mhm.
like this, same exact costume design, short black hair. Which makes me think this is that version of the character.
That
And when
probably
they
is.
go to Michael Keaton's dimension.
Oh
this
right,
is
because
in this-
he's older.
So I think this is when they go to Michael Keaton's universe, their version of Superman will be Supergirl.
Do you think this
and
movie's
it'll
gonna
be
be
his
good?
daughter.
I don't know. What is this movie? Is this a
The
super?
Flash.
Is it? But Supergirl's in it.
Supergirl's in it. Superman is not.
It'll be very confusing for everyone that's not
So-
us.
So we have more rumors about this later on that we'll get to. But we also saw our first look at Michael Keaton on set.
He looks like Michael Keaton.
It looks like Michael Keaton.
Wait, I want to see.
Patrick, you know what Michael Keaton looks like?
I want to see him again.
It's him, but he's got a suit
I
on.
wanna see him again.
He looks the same as he did in Spider-Man.
Michael
See him
Keaton.
again.
Now I have to find this.
He's not even like they're not even filming. Like he's clearly just like standing in a crowd of
And
people.
then the director on Instagram also gave us a picture of the.
Oh, it's
new-
like Michael Keaton from Spider-Man. That one.
Yeah, like Michael Keaton.
What? No,
Who
it's
do you,
not.
he looks the same. It's the same guy.
Actor.
Is that different Michael Keaton?
There's more than one?
Flash leaked film set photos. I have to specify film because then it'll just give me set photos of the TV show. And also, it never actually comes with pictures of the actual set. It's pictures of all the clickbait videos talking about the pictures that come
Yeah.
up.
Oh, so this is gonna. So they're
I'm not
trying to.
even
This
gonna
is
find
gonna set up DC's new vision for the
Yes.
DC universe.
Yeah.
So, Michael Keaton is playing, of course, Bruce Wayne as he did in the original 1989
So
film.
are they just bringing him back? Is it now Michael
Yes.
He's
Keaton
coming
Batman?
back. He's old.
Oh wait, but what about new Batman?
What new
Ben
Batman?
Affleck will be
No,
in the
not
film.
not Ben Affleck Batman. New
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson Batman.
Yeah.
He's in his own dimension.
Don't worry about him. He's different.
He's on Earth too.
If that one does more successful, they'll just go full into that one.
So, it's been heavily rumored that what will happen is at the end of this movie.
The Michael
Awesome,
Keaton.
it wasn't recording again. That's cool.
Michael
That's
Keaton.
good.
I think it's whenever you get a notification, it just stops filming.
No, because I haven't gotten any.
Whatever.
That's sad.
So the rumor is that Michael Keaton, at the end of the film, he will become the main Batman of the main DCEU universe.
So then, what's up with the Robert Pattinson
But
Batman?
that's a different one.
Why do they got two Batmans running at the
So
same
Michael
time?
Keaton's Batman.
This is the third Batman.
No, technically this is like the second.
It's
So,
the third Batman.
this
that's
is gonna-
consecutively
There's
running.
gonna be two Batmans in this movie. One of them will be Ben Affleck. This will be his final appearance as Bruce Wayne.
Maybe, unless
That-
it does better.
No, and then at the end of the film, Michael Keaton will become the main Batman of the DCEU. He'll erase
He's a
Ben
bit
Affleck. He'll be
old.
the main one. He will play a Nick Fury type role where he's like the overseer. He's not gonna actually get in the suit.
he
and,
puts the crew together.
Yeah, he's not actually gonna get in the suit and punch people.
But no.
The rumor
Yeah.
is that because they're doing that Batgirl movie, that she will then become the main in the field one, and he'll do the in-ear like
He'll be
Oracle
Alfred.
type
And
role.
Robert Pattinson Batman.
So they'll do
just
Batman
nothing
Beyond
to do
with a
it.
girl.
They're doing Batman Beyond, but it's not Batman Beyond, it's Batgirl, which I don't
Batgirl
like.
Beyond.
Just do Batman Beyond.
I don't
Why are you doing
Because
this?
you need Batman. You need Batgirl Beyond to go with New Superman.
And my other thought is that because they're doing Supergirl, because Henry Cavill's not coming back.
Yeah.
So my guess is that they'll just make Superman Supergirl now, and she'll just be the main one.
Well, no, because they're making that new Superman also.
But that's gonna be unrelated.
Until it does, unless
It's gonna take place in the 1900s.
Oh, so then that Superman is his daughter.
But this Superman's black.
Do you like the
Yeah.
CW costumes?
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
She can be mixed.
What
race
matters
or
is that the
something. I
main
don't know.
the main Superman will now be Supergirl, and the main Batman will be old.
And also Bat.
Oh, and the Flash has the Flash ring. That was the other thing from the set photos. Is you got that?
Awesome. What's next?
Next up,
Shazam family costume reveals. They had costumes in the first movie. What are you talking
no, they're new costumes.
about? How, are they different?
Yes.
Shazam's costume is not changed since the golden age of comics.
Because it's perfect.
So Sam, here you go. That's what their new costumes look like.
They look the same.
Wow, almost literally identical.
So we
Maybe
had-
a slightly different
If
belt.
you-
We had the
you-
leaked photos of
if you
just
didn't-
Shazam's.
If you didn't tell me they were different, I wouldn't have noticed.
his is in kind of a different color now.
I would not have known. They all look
It's like blacker. Before it was really
they
bright green.
all look like Shazam.
So they got whole new suits. The lightning bolt's smaller,
I'm glad to see Chuck
and it
is
doesn't
there
light up anymore.
Why not?
And they're more
because now they're official.
they're differenter. And also, everyone's noticeably older.
Because they gotta sell new action figures.
That's right. Next
alright.
up, where are we? Tyrese Gibson, who's in, of course, a big part of the Fast and Furious franchise, has been doing press for F9. He was in an interview. He's in Morbius as well. He's gonna play Morbius's friend.
Of course.
He was asked whether Morbius is in the MCU. He said yes, and he also said that it's been delayed to October of next year. Now, Sony then came out and was like, okay, he's wrong. It does not take place in the MCU because they can't say that it does legally. And they also said that the film has not been officially delayed. It's still scheduled to come out in January. I think both of these things are accurate that he said, and that Sony's just covering it up. Well, and with the MCU thing, it'll never ever be officially confirmed
No,
because they
it's
can't
not
use any of
official.
those characters. Neither one of them can.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And then with the delayed thing, it probably has been.
Just cancel it. Stop.
October's a better date for Morbius. I don't know why it's coming out in
Stop,
January.
Just cancel it. It's Morbius.
Okay.
The only people that know who Morbius is are the people that made the movie.
And then next up,
I guarantee you most of them don't even know who Morbius is.
so there have been reported many problems with the Batman, the film.
No problems.
Robert Pattinson, it's been reported that he's been very, disagreeable and hard to work with on set, which makes sense. And then the other thing is that apparently there's problems with the ending, with, certain elements
Skipping Lord of the Rings?
Oh, yeah, well, I'll get to that after. It's fine. Yeah, I forgot to. So it's going to receive some reshoots in July, which, of course, every time a film receives emergency reshoots,
A
it
year
always
after it's
ends
done.
out good.
Yeah.
So we'll find out.
What was that
Rogue
movie?
One.
Justice
What was
League.
that
Rogue One
movie?
was good.
Solo?
Suicide Squad.
Solo was Solo.
They reshot all of Solo, so
Basically.
Yeah. All right. Lord,
Lord
of
of
the
the
Rings.
Rings.
The War for Rohirrim.
Hiram.
Does that say Rohirrim?
That's what it says.
Rohirrim. The War for Rohirrim. All right. Anime.
I think it's
movie.
Rohirrim.
So yeah, they're doing an animated Lord of the Rings film focused on the war for Rohirrim, or however you say that.
Right.
It's gonna be theatrically released. It's gonna have an anime-inspired art style.
American studios don't know how to make anime-inspired art styles because it always ends up looking like DC animated universe movies. Every time. The animation is always like really sucky.
But this is gonna have a theatrical budget.
It has Lord of the Rings on it, so it's gonna be good.
Right.
Let me see. I know there's more info here.
Okay, Willem
No,
Dafoe.
wait.
Are you done? What else? What
The war for Rohirrim. So I believe it's New Line Cinema, Warner Bros. Animation.
Are there pictures
directors
of what the
Kenji
animation looks like?
Kamayama, who I believe is.
oh wait, so the director's like actually.
The director is actually like a Japanese guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a
well,
Japanese-
Maybe it'll be good.
He's a Japanese anime director. What has he done?
Yeah, what's he done?
I don't know.
That's very important.
I'm just reading the article here. So the guy who wrote Return of the King, the film, is going to be a creative consultant.
Yeah,
That
but
makes
what's
sense.
the director?
Yeah,
also
what is the
done?
director done?
Pix is being fast tracked. Voice casting is underway.
Uh-huh.
You're not telling me the thing. I wanna
I'm
know.
just reading the thing.
read that later.
Be quiet. Blah blah blah. Focused on the
I'll look it
Middle
up
Earth
myself. What was
War.
his name?
Talked about Helm's Deep. Kamiyama is behind such anime projects as Blade Runner, Black Lotus, and the TV series Ghost in the Shell. Standalone complex.
Oh, that's not good.
Um,
Oh, that is.
Jeffrey
wait, hold on.
Adidis and Will Matthews, who worked on Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, are
Give me-
writing it.
Give me a minute.
Kenji Kamiyama. He's done such. Yep, that's about it. Ghost in the
Filmography.
Shell.
He worked on
Oh wait.
DuckTales.
worked on the original
Standalone
DuckTales.
Complex was good. Never mind. That's one.
He
of the
worked
good ones.
on DuckTales. That's all that matters.
He did backgrounds for it. He co-directed Blade Runner: Black Lotus. He co-directed the Ultraman
Eden of the
reboot.
East.
He did a bunch of Eden of the East, whatever that is.
It's.
Oh, he's worked on a bunch of Ghost in the Shell stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So. That's like mostly like mid. Stuff.
Okay.
All right. Anyways.
Willem Dafoe was asked in an interview about future projects. The interview was very heavily alluding to Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
He says that he'll wait to talk about his projects when there are official announcements.
So it's gonna be part of
So-
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, so basically a new weekly segment of people who are in Spider-Man 3 get asked whether or not they're in Spider-Man 3, but
And
deny
say
they're in
nothing.
Spider-Man 3, but even though they are.
It was like Ewan McGregor for the longest time.
It was like, no, Ewan McGregor, whenever he was asked about Obi-Wan, would go,
I would love
I'd
to
love
do."
to come back.
Yeah.
But
I can't say anything. No, with Spider-Man guys, they all make the same mistake of going, well, I won't say anything till there's an announcement, but I'm not in it. And everyone goes, then why did you say that first part of that sentence?
You're in it. No.
Okay.
They're all Tom
Business.
Holland at this
There's no
point.
business. All right,
we're out of
reviews.
news. That's all of our news. Let's talk about
we
Loki.
totally-
Oh, no, want to do rumor time?
Yeah. What's in?
Let's do some rumor time. Then we got 4 rumors. The Chameleon is rumored to be the villain of Kraven the Hunter.
Epic.
Kraven
Sam,
the Hunter gets his
Do
own.
you love the Chameleon?
I don't remember the chameleon.
Who's Kraven the Hunter?
Does he blend into backgrounds?
No, he can make himself look like other people.
That's better than what I was.
Which I
thinking.
guess makes sense for a guy who's hunting people. That
Oh
would be
wait,
kind of
no,
a
yeah,
challenge.
yeah. That character was in Spider-Man Ultimate, but it was a girl.
He was technically the first villain Peter Parker ever fought, first supervillain.
Yeah. All right, that's cool.
Next rumor: Barris Offee will return in the Ahsoka TV show.
Shouldn't she be like very old and very dead?
She could be old. We don't know if she's dead or not, because she went to prison.
She
Or
could
has
live.
she been alive this long?
Isn't she an alien?
She could have been an
No.
Inquisitor.
No.
What? Oh, Barassa Feet.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Mon Mothma.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why I got those confused. Yeah, no, Barassa Feet. Well, yeah, she would also be super old.
But she's an alien.
Well, she'll be about Ahsoka's age.
Yeah, I guess so. But Ahsoka's pretty old also. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
she's like what in their like.
But
40s?
in the Ahsoka show, she'd be in like her.
She's being in her 40s, right?
Oh, she was like 13 in Clone Wars.
She was 17 at the end of Clone Wars.
She was
She's a
17?
Miriel Ann.
But how old is Ahsoka in Mandalorian?
She's 17 at the end of Clone Wars, and then 20 years after that is when regular Star Wars takes place.
Ahsoka
So
in Mandalorian.
she'd be 37 in the original trilogy.
Okay, so she's 44 to 45 years old in the Mandalorian.
That's not
Which
That
is
can't
right.
be right.
Yeah, that makes
When
sense.
does Mandalorian take place? It's 6 years after
She's
the
like
fall, right?
she's like 8
6 years after Return
in
of the Jedi.
Clone Wars.
So she'd be well into her 40s.
Yeah, it's 44 to 45.
Okay, okay, we're good.
He can't hear.
No, I was thinking different.
So yeah, they'd be about in their 40s, which makes sense.
Because she's 37 in, like, or she'd be like around 36.
And with
37
all
in
of this
Rebels.
hard thinking, we realize it wasn't wrong at all. It sounded just right.
So
I
yeah,
guess Luke was what 5 or 6 in Rebels.
in Rebels.
Yeah, because remember we see that one shot of him running. When Obi-Wan's like, "That's the guy."
I don't know. How long is Rebels before A New Hope? It's not that long by the end of the show, right?
No, it's like 6 or 7 years before.
It's kind of like
Who
in the middle.
cares?
Anyways,
So yeah, that'd be interesting if she does come back. Next up, Grant Gustin to appear as the Flash in the Flash film.
Hasn't this been rumored for like a while?
This has been rumored.
Yeah.
I think this is mostly rumored just because Ezra Miller showed up in the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover.
yeah.
What? He was there?
For like
I
2
think
seconds.
it's possible that they just play that scene again because that is the. No, I'm not even joking.
No, but he's got a different suit.
No, but in that scene, that's because in the Justice League film, the Flash is not named the Flash.
Mhm.
He doesn't have a name yet. So in the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover, Grant Gustin's Flash is like, "Hey, it's another Flash," and Ezra Miller's Flash is like, "Who's the Flash? That's a cool name." So
No, but in that little bit, he has his like NASA suit on,
yeah, so
so he has a new suit in the new movie.
it could be before.
Because
I think what's gonna happen is like because obviously there's gonna be a scene where Ezra Miller's running through the Speed Force, right? My guess is there's gonna be images of like other universes popping up in the
Including-
background.
He was so
And
cool
Grant Gustin
in,
will show up
He was so
in
cool
one of the
in the
back-
Good Justice League.
I think they
Yeah.
will. I think they will imply that that's how he got his name.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I met a guy who looks a lot like me, and they'll be like,
No, he doesn't look
what?
like me, but he has
And
the
only
same
people who
powers
have
as
seen
me.
that
I
episode
met
will
a
go,
guy
yeah.
who wears a red suit and he runs go fast.
And he says he's the Flash.
he's
All right,
like-
now can we do?
No, there's one more rumor time. The Hulk son Scar
That's not gonna happen next
to
week
appear in the She-Hulk Disney Plus
That's
series.
not gonna happen.
No one cares.
Why?
because the She-Hulk show takes place in the MCU, and the Hulk's only love interest is dead.
Okay, so if you don't
So
know
that's
who,
not gonna happen.
if you don't know who Scar is, so when Hulk was on,
Scar's not Hulk's son.
yeah, he is.
No, Scar's a different character.
No.
Scar's just like a caveman dude.
Hulk's
Scar.
son Scar.
Oh, he might be different than the Scar. Was.
Scar is a fictional character
SKIAR.
appearing
Oh,
in
that has
Marvel
2
comic
A's.
books.
I was thinking
The
of
character
one
is usually depicted as supporting character to Hulk. He is the son of Hulk.
A. Oh, okay. I was thinking of the one from the Agents of Smash.
Know what you're
show.
talking about.
I was thinking of the one from Agents of Smash where his name is also Scar with 2 A's, but he's just a caveman guy.
So Scar is the son of Hulk and a alien he met while on
Hulk World.
Sakaar. That's the name of the planet, right?
Hulk World.
The battle place where he fought Thor.
Hulk World.
So I think it's possible that they do have him introduced and just be like, oh, Hulk had a kid while he was there
Off screen.
Right.
off screen.
and
Okay,
emulated.
I think we're good to end the episode there.
No, we got reviews.
I don't know, Patrick. We
It's
still
gonna
got to talk
take an
about
hour.
Loki.
We got Loki to talk about.
Okay, I'll start.
All right.
At the time of recording,
So,
1 and 2 have come out. The first 2 episodes.
Basically, well, let's see. What are we doing? Spoilers.
Yeah. Spoiler
Okay.
alerts for Loki.
Spoilers. So the first one's pretty cool. You find this this guy who's basically Rip Hunter from DC Legends of Tomorrow,
Mhm.
and he pops in, and Loki pops into the world area, right?
Okay, Loki had the time.
Okay,
had the-
Sam's gonna do
yeah.
the recap.
Loki had the space stone. He uses it to warp into the middle of the Mongolian desert. Some random people are like, "Who the heck are you?" And he goes, "I don't know. Who are you?" And then the TVA shows up and they're like, "You're coming with us." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And they punch him in the face real good and they drag him into a...
TVA is Time Variance Authority.
Yeah, TVA's Time Variance Authority. They drag him into a 1980s software development room, and then they like register him for the TVA, and then he waits in a line for a minute, and then in a cartoon from the 40s explains what's happening, and basically these 3 space lizards decided that all of time should be one timeline, and the TVA's job is to make sure that nobody makes any other timelines. All right, and then
So if you're a variant and you cause
variants are the people from other timelines that are making, or like people that are branching off and making up the timelines.
they're not on their set path.
Yeah, and so this Rip Hunter knockoff guy comes in during the middle.
Played by Owen Wilson.
Lightning McQueen comes in, and and Loki's on trial, and the judge is like, "You dumb idiot! You're gonna die now." And then Lightning McQueen comes in, he's like, "No, we need him because we're hunting a different version of Loki." And then they become butts.
That was the
and
episode.
then the next episode.
Oh wait, and you skipped the part about his mom.
And also Loki watches a video of him killing his mom. That's not important.
And also,
It is important.
That's part of what convinces
They
Loki
show
to work
Loki
with him.
that they show Loki his entire like.
And he realizes, oh, I kind of suck.
They
And then
essentially show Loki Thor 2 and 3.
yeah, and then Loki's like, oh wait, I do suck, and then he
All
goes
of
to work for the
yeah.
TVA.
Loki-
All
It's
of
like,
the
oh,
green
I died.
screen footage from those movies.
And then in the next episode, they're hunting the new Loki, and the new Loki,
Is that girl?
whose face is obscured by a hood and dark shadows,
Is
murders an
him, but
entire
girl.
squad of
You've
TVA
seen.
agents.
Why are you? You've seen the show.
and
Um,
she looks dumb.
Long story short, at the end of the episode, she basically makes a multiverse grenade and causes like a
Yeah.
billion cajillion
So
new
my thought.
timelines.
Okay, so here's the thing. The first episode was fine. It was all set up, which is pretty much
Yeah.
what you'd have to do because the TV is such
yeah,
a weird
I mean,
thing.
when you got done with it, it was like, oh, it's over. What's
And it was.
next?
It's all set up. Episode 2 is much better.
Yeah,
I
Or
found
it's just-
myself really enjoying.
Yeah,
it.
there's just more happening.
I
It was
think
cool.
the biggest thing here is that
Loki's a trickster still.
is that it is a TV show, but in terms of actual scale, not in terms of scope, but in terms of scale.
Yeah, like
Those
what
are
this
different
means for the
things.
Marvel universe
This is on a much larger scale
than any of the other
than
shows.
all of Endgame.
Like, yeah.
So I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how
And-
this affects everything else. Just
and-
because
At the end of this episode, after the big time thing, there's like a portal open that the other Loki went through, and
Yeah.
all the other people from the TVA are like, "Hey, don't go," and then he goes because he's Loki. That's what
So-
he
No,
does.
I don't think he's betraying them. I think he's just
I think
chasing
he-
down
Yeah,
the
he's
other
not gonna
Loki.
be-
I think
Because he knows he's gonna.
he
die.
knows-
He knows.
I think he's still on their side, but he's being.
But they don't know that.
He's being a little bit
yeah.
mischievous.
So I think there's a bunch of
yeah,
obvious.
they think he betrayed him,
Yeah.
Which, I mean, fair.
but I don't think he really.
Yeah, I
did.
don't think he has either.
So I think obviously there's a million theories right now. The main one is that Lady Loki is Enchantress, or at
That
least
is
the
a dumb
MCU's version of
theory,
it.
Because
That's
why would they do
possible. I
What?
could see that being the thing that they're doing.
she is going to take the role of Enchantress,
Essentially.
but she
Well,
is not
When,
Enchantress.
you know how she
and that's
messes
important.
up people's brain, like she takes
Uh-huh.
Loki even calls that enchanting. That's what he's like
Yeah.
in the episode. Obviously, she has blonde hair. She wears a
Like
green
the
suit.
Enchantress.
She does a lot of the same things
Yeah.
Enchantress does.
But if she was Enchantress, then the whole show wouldn't happen because she's not a variant. She's just Enchantress.
Yeah,
It's obviously a variant Loki.
it's obviously a
because
variant.
they're hunting her down.
It's a variant Loki. I think that it'll just start calling herself the Enchant because she says she doesn't like being called a Loki.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you remember? Yeah. What did she ask her to?
She doesn't say specifically what to call her. She's just like, oh, I don't like being
Oh,
called.
she was
Loki."
like, "Call me Tom."
No, she didn't call.
Randy.
Well, yeah, because that
Randy.
was the
Yeah.
the guy she was
Call me
possessing.
Randy.
So I think she'll end up calling her like because Enchantress in the comics
Once
is not
the
a
show
Loki.
is done, and she is incorporated into the main
Yeah.
cast of Marvel characters, they will refer to her as the Enchantress.
Because she is like the main Thor villain, or at least Thor character that
in
we haven't
the
seen
comics she was.
in any of the movies yet.
Yeah.
So like she's a pretty big character in the comics that she just hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah.
So it's about time that she does.
And she's always been sort of Loki's like right hand person,
Do you think she'll be in Thor?
She's usually in love with Thor and then wants to
and
like
then just sort of screws.
You think
with
she'll
him.
be in
Yeah.
in the next Thor?
maybe.
Probably.
I think she'll if they don't kill her at the end of this, she'll be in one of
other
either
stuff.
Thor or Doctor
She could
Strange.
very well die in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally she's with Scourge, who was in Thor Ragnarok,
But he
and
was
they
dead.
and they killed her.
Scourge
I
is like her
love
lapdog,
Scourge.
basically.
Yeah, Scourge is like her muscle guy.
I love
Yeah.
Scourge. Scourge was
Was
such a
that the
cool
guy with the guns?
Yeah.
He was the
He
guy. Yeah.
sucked, I hated him.
You didn't like
That's
Scourge?
cool. Good opinion.
Thanks, Max.
I didn't like him because he sucked.
The other theory is that
That's true.
because no one in the TVA is like seeing the Time Masters, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's seen
The other theory is
the
that one,
lizards.
they either don't exist or two are dead. and like
No,
that's why no one's seen them.
Yeah.
I think they exist.
I don't think they exist.
I think
that the big twist at the end of this is that the TVA is bad.
I think there is a small chance that Kang the Conqueror may have made all of this.
isn't Kang a lizard also?
No, Kang is
he's
not
just a
He's
guy.
just a
But-
blue man.
But
The Judge Girl.
in the comics, the judge
Yeah.
is his girlfriend.
Oh, did they say that? What's
She
her
has the
name?
same name as his wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see where they're going with this.
And
So-
Kang the Conqueror being a time-traveling supervillain.
Maybe
Just saying.
maybe he likes to have only one timeline to
already
conquer.
So maybe
Now,
Kang,
my
Kang is actually the lizard.
the
boys.
only hole in this theory is that he's the bad guy for Ant-Man,
Well,
which kind of
well,
diminishes
Ant-Man,
his potential
Ant-Man 3
scale.
is the only one we know he's going to be in
Yeah.
right now. Obviously, he could show up in either this or Doctor Strange, because I think this show is mainly going to tie into Doctor Strange 2
Yeah.
because of the multiverse, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think this version of Loki is probably good. I think what they're going to end up doing with this Loki is he'll basically just be the time cop. Like he'll just
Time
show
cop
up.
Loki,
He'll be
yeah.
time cop Loki. He'll just show up and just do whenever there's time travel going on.
I'm Loki. You're time traveling. Nope.
Stop that.
So, yeah, I think it's going in a pretty weird direction.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting. I think the part that I think is so obviously Lady Loki or Enchantress or whoever this character ends up being, I think their motivation is going to end up being that like they wiped out her timeline because they're the TVA,
Yeah.
and
now
she's
mad.
and she's also going to know their deep dark secrets, and Loki's going to
I'm
want to
con-
know what those are.
I'm confused as to how a female Loki even gets made.
Oh, he can turn himself female at any time.
No, but like how, what, huh?
Hmm?
Where is she from?
A timeline.
Was she born a female Loki, or was she born a regular Loki and just decided to become a
And
female
why
Loki?
did they
Born a
name her
female Loki, probably.
But if she's born a female Loki, is that when the variant happened?
What if the twist?
So has she just been like foiling the TVA ever since she was a baby? How does that work?
or
Why
the
did they name her
or
Loki and not like Lokra or something? I
Because
don't
that sounds stupid.
Max,
No,
don't
I
say
said
things.
she
Okay,
named her Lokra.
Loki's-
Loki's a gender neutral.
Loki's
name.
really old,
I
right?
think the twist is gonna be that she is from a different timeline
how
that
old
they
is
then
Loki?
That's
killed.
what it has to be because
How-
there's,
Yeah.
there's no way it's
How
not.
old is Loki?
Old?
A
Thousands
right,
of
A
years
couple
old.
hundred years old.
So if he's that old, that could have been when they had the whole time problem, right?
No.
Remember
They
when?
started this at the beginning of time.
No.
The only characters in the MCU so far that even might have been around for that is Odin.
Okay, never mind.
Well, okay. So they say in the show that there was a multiverse, and that the multiverses were like warring with each other to become the one multiverse, which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Which don't add up. TVA is bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then if that happened, why would they make so?
Yeah.
I think somebody won and covered it up with a TVA.
Yeah. Obviously, the TVA is not
And they
as
just,
righteous as it says
So
it is.
someone won, and they're like, our timeline's the timeline
Yeah.
now.
However, if Kang the Conqueror is really running it, then it ruins my really awesome theory of Iron Man.
That was
being
never a
Kang the
theory. You were
Conqueror.
just saying that'd be neat.
Yeah, that was that. I'm saying that would have been neat, and
Some Iron Man's
now
not
it's
gonna
such-
show up unless they
it's
really
not at
want
all what I said, and you clearly don't know what I'm talking about. So just don't make comments.
Okay,
him.
what
Weren't you
what,
saying
what
that
were you
he was
saying?
gonna be like the big bad of the next phase?
If Kang the Conqueror was the next big bad, I'm saying then it would have been cool to have it revealed that he was actually Iron Man from a timeline where Thanos won because of the Avengers in the events of Endgame. But that's not going to happen because Kang the Conqueror is probably the bad guy in Loki.
So yeah, obviously at the end of the episode 2,
Either that or Kang the Conqueror is the other investigator that works for the judge person. Because remember, she said she has other investigators.
true. I don't know what they're
Also
doing.
a-
I don't know what their plan is with Kang, because his motivation in the show obviously is going to have to be different than in his motivation in the comics.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing with Kang.
Is he confirmed in Ant-Man?
Yes,
Yes.
we know
Like, he's cast.
he's
in it
cast in it.
as Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
they already introduced Sword in WandaVision, so
Not related, but thank you.
no, because Sword is like does stuff with Kang.
No, they don't. They just like used his ship after he was defeated for like a while.
We'll see where this goes. Obviously, at the end of episode 2, she creates the multiverse, or at least she
Yeah,
makes a lot of
basically
timelines.
releases a bomb into a bunch of different
Yeah.
universes. And
MCU's almost to the point where it's getting to like the point where where it's going to be really hard for new people to enter.
It's already at that point.
Yeah.
We are well past that point.
Do you think?
And the fact that a lot
It
of
was
the
like that at Endgame.
the fact that a lot of these very, very key plot things are happening
In
in
TV shows.
that is going to... Well, here's the thing. If you didn't watch the TV shows, you wouldn't know that there's a prime timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you would know that is from Loki. So if they just start saying, "Oh, there's multiverse stuff happening," if you didn't watch Loki,
You just assume that there was
always a multiverse,
Yeah.
and that wouldn't really affect you.
So I know a lot of people thought. So obviously, I think Loki, what it's doing is it's clearing up a lot of not only what is like going on in the next few films, like in plot wise, but also why they're in the certain order that they are, or why stuff has been delayed.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people thought WandaVision was going to blow up the multiverse. Like that's when that was happening in that show. I think that's going to happen in this show, because I think.
Why wouldn't people assume the time traveling show would be the one that did that?
Because how did we know Loki was a time traveling show?
From the trailer.
We didn't know, but that wasn't out yet.
Oh well.
And
Just go time travel to the future and watch the
And
trailer.
the What If animated show is canon. It's canon in the different multiverses
Well, it
it
will
takes
be
place
now. Yeah.
No, it was when they announced it, which means that the multiverse needs to exist for that show to happen.
Yeah.
So obviously, this had to come out before What If, because What If we know nothing about, but my guess it's been
Well, we
been
know
done.
pretty much. It's an anthology series.
But like
more or less.
it's been done. My guess is it's been done for a while.
Yeah.
Like maybe a few months.
Well,
and
it's
the reason
animated,
and the
most
reason
of
they
the
haven't
voice
re-
actors are new.
and the reason they haven't released it is because
They were waiting for Loki.
this show had to come out first.
So it would make sense.
And also Doctor Strange 2 has to come out after this as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's good for today.
No.
Bad Batch episodes 7 and 8.
This is the 2 episodes where they're on the junk planet.
Yeah. So
taking the
they
chips
get all their
out of the
inhibitor
heads.
chips removed because
Rex
that's-
shows up and
Yeah,
is
Rex
like,
shows
hey,
up and he's like, "Hey, you got to get these removed, or you're gonna try to murder people."
or you're gonna kill this little girl.
And then they're like,
Karen really.
"Fine, I guess.
Yeah, no,
we'll take out our murder chips."
I like how they're all like, I don't want to take it out, and I'm like, why?
Even though
And
turn
then-
Crosshair absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, and then Wrecker, after bonking his head, it's in pretty much every episode in a variety of ways, snaps
activates
and
his.
tries to murder Omega, and then they tase him with the little blue loopy taser.
With the stun mode.
You mean
And then-
Omega?
Yeah, and then they put him on the surgery table and do surgery,
And they
and he's fine.
take
And
his
then
chip
they
out.
do it on all of them.
So they have no chips, and then in the episode following that, Rex has left.
And
And now
Crosshair
they're
shows
just
up.
kind of hanging out on the planet.
Yeah, they're waiting. What are they even? They're scrapping.
They're getting-
the ships. They were taking scrap to pay off their debt to the.
They were
lizard
taking
lady.
weapons and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
And then the Empire shows up.
Yeah, Crosshair shows up and he's like, "Hey, guess what? I'm gonna kill all of you."
So,
I got guns.
I think episode 8 was probably the second best episode they've made.
Yeah,
It
and
was
they
the one with the most things
they
happening.
managed to escape and also injure Crosshair.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cad
as
Bane shows up.
yeah, So Omega runs off. I don't remember why.
No, she doesn't. So
Or yeah, no, she's just
her
with
and Hunter are
Yeah,
fleeing to the
They
ship.
just go to the ship.
And they realize that all of the stormtrooper guards that Crosshair has put there have all been killed.
And
It's
they're
revealed
like,
that Cad Bane is there, and he killed all of them. He's there to get Omega because he was hired by the Kaminoans
obviously,
against the
That's
Empire's will.
Yeah.
They did it without the Empire knowing. And then
Yeah.
he
I
takes...
like that whole plot between the Kaminoans and the Empire.
Yeah, he shoots Hunter and
In
takes
the chest,
Omega.
and, like they play it off like he's
Yeah,
dead,
he was not...
but then he's
doing
not
good.
dead.
He's not dead.
He's
He's the main character
fine.
of the series.
No, he'll die at the end. He'll die in the last episode.
Nah.
He has to. It's a little girl and a grizzled old man. How many times do I have to tell this to y'all? He dies. Spoiler alert.
Okay, but he
Unless
can't-
Wrecker dies. They're kind of playing up the same sort of relationship with Wrecker. Wrecker might also die.
Well, they're doing a father-daughter with Hunter and her,
It's sort of a
and like a
brother-sister,
brother-sister
yeah.
with Wrecker and
Either
her.
of them could die.
Either of them are
Maybe
deadable.
they both die.
Or maybe Crosshair dies and
It
everyone's
would be
sad.
kind of lame if Crosshair died. Who cares? He's
I-
kind of evil.
Whatever.
He set a bunch of kids on fire.
Obviously, this
kind of set some kids on fire.
this
in the first
episode
He,
is-
like, murdered
is
families
the
for no
mid-season
reason.
finale, kinda, because this is episode 8 of 16. So
Is there one coming out next week?
yes,
Oh, then it's not a mid-season.
I'm saying it's the mid-season finale, and it isn't. We're in
Yeah,
the
it's just the
mid-season, and
climax.
this is the climax.
Yeah.
So we'll see where this goes from now.
My guess is they're gonna take Omega back to Camino,
Uh huh.
make an army of Force-sensitive clones, and then try to use those.
Or try to make force
Yeah,
sensitive
try to
clones.
make force-sensitive clones, and then try to rebel against the Empire.
The season finale will be
The destruction of
the
Camino.
destruction of Camino and the clones against the Empire.
Oh, I wonder if they'll just...
And out of the ashes of that battle
Yeah.
where they will be officially using conscripts and stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Got that, Patrick?
How sad would the ending be if they, like, just get, like, re-indoctrinated?
This is gonna
into-
have like a really heavy ending.
Yeah, like, how sad would it be if they get re-indoctrinated
I think the
into
Bad Batch
Empire,
will sur-
and
I think
then
the
they
Bad
just, like,
Batch will
become
survive.
Stormtroopers?
I think the Bad
They're,
Batch
like,
will
forced to
survive.
kill Omega.
They'll flee. They'll flee just as Camino is exploding.
This season
It'll
is gonna
explode.
end with
And Omega will be pressed up on the
Camino,
window all
like-
sad.
Yeah.
And they'll flee off, and that'll be the end of season 1, and there'll be
the
a
tall neck girl's gonna die for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the Kaminoans will die.
Yeah. So with the Camino people's place.
But they're kind of sucky and
Oh
evil, so
no!
they
I
don't
know what's
care.
gonna happen. Okay, so at the end, in the last episode, Crosshair will still be evil. They'll be doing their assault on Camino,
Mhm.
and the Bad Batch will just barely flee, and they'll be like, "Crosshair, dude, this place is gonna explode. You gotta come with us." And he'll be like, "No,
Wait.
I have to stay and kill the Kaminoans." And they'll go, "Why?" And he'll be like, "Good soldiers follow orders." And they'll be like, "Well, that sucks." And then they'll fly off. Omega's pressed up against the window. Island explodes. Crosshair's dead. Everyone's sad. Season ends.
No,
Why
that's
why
right.
does
That wouldn't
Attack
even
of the
be sad.
Clones the movie like exist? It doesn't move the plot.
Why do you
forward.
keep bringing up things that are not related to what we're talking about?
Well, it just got me thinking.
I think the Super Set.
I guess the only.
How does Attack of the Clones not move the plot forward?
I mean, it only brings up the Kaminoans.
it introduces all the clones.
And the Clone Wars.
And the Clone War.
And Count Dooku. And establishes the
So they should
relationship
have.
between
They
Anakin
should
and
have
Palpatine.
combined the first and second one.
I
just
don't
made
know what
Anakin-
you're talking
Just
about
make
anymore.
Anakin get found when he's older.
Season 2 of the Bad Batch will be them with the rebellion. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
There's gonna be 2
No,
seasons.
they won't. I don't know if they'll do that because then they would have
I
been
think they
rebels.
Wait, what are they doing after this?
Well, you
This
know how
and
Rebels
the
was supposed to be the very beginning of the rebellion, and
This
then
will
it
be the
wasn't.
actual beginning.
This will
of
be the
rebellion.
actual beginning of the
But, I mean, that's
rebellion.
kind of Saw Gerrera's thing.
Wait, is this like a
Didn't Sora
Rebels
die?
prequel?
Because
You don't know.
well,
Either know what we're talking about or don't comment.
every single character.
Saw Gerrera dies like 20 years after this.
Oh. Well, I don't know.
So, because like every single character that
You
shows
gotta
up and
kiss.
interacts with the Bad Batch is like, "Hey, you should come join the rebellion," and they're like, "Eh."
Saw Gerrera dies days before Episode 4 starts. So
Did
he
you
is-
not see
he is
Rogue One?
well and alive.
You know
during
that
this
movie?
period.
You know that movie Rogue One, directed by Gareth Edwards.
When did it come out?
The day it came out.
No, like what year?
2016.
It was Christmas
That
2016.
was like years ago. Okay.
Christmas
You
2016.
should still know he dies in that movie.
I don't know. I forgot.
Why are you
I've
here?
only seen that
then?
movie one time.
No, that's not true. It was in our van for like 2 years, just playing over and over again.
Anyways,
Anyway,
I've seen that movie
Season
like
2
5 times.
because they
Yeah,
have
I've
to
seen it a
join.
lot.
They have to join the rebellion at some point.
Yeah.
Because the characters keep showing up and going, "You gotta join the rebellion," and they're like,
No, I think
Nah.
just one or two of them will survive and join the rebellion.
I think
the rest
all
will
of them.
die.
I
don't
think our main
they'll
group
all
will
live.
survive. All of the ones who are currently good will survive and go join the rebellion.
No, killing Crosshair would be like a non-sad ending.
Well,
Yeah,
because
no,
they'll kill
no,
Crosshair.
He's kind of always been rude and always been lame.
No, but
Yeah.
like
No,
Cross.
but I
He was
don't. I
bad
think
the
they'll
But-
kill
first
someone.
episode.
I think they'll kill someone that we care about.
No, but
It has to be Hunter or Wrecker. It
It
has to be
won't-
one of those two.
Crosshair will die, but we won't care.
Yeah,
it's gonna
'cause-
be someone else. Like,
at the
also.
okay
The tech dude is too valuable.
end of season 1,
And the robot dude. No one
Next.
ever-
Crosshair dies and Camino explodes. That's your gut punch. Because even though like the
Nobody-
audience,
Nobody cares about.
the
Crosshair.
audience isn't connected to Crosshair, but the Bad Batch, the characters are.
So
They don't like him anymore.
They're
Yeah.
still gonna be sad when he explodes, and also you will be sad because Camino will explode.
why would I be
No.
sad if Camino explodes?
Yeah,
That's just
No.
how it's gonna happen.
Okay,
There's gonna be a
someone-
season 2 where they
someone-
join the rebellion.
I don't think there's gonna be
No,
a season 2.
someone in the main gang is gonna die.
That'll be at the end of
And
the
it can't
second
be-
season.
Can't be the little girl. I think it will be Hunter.
It's gonna be Hunter, but that will be at the end of the second
no,
season.
It's gonna be.
I don't think there's
season.
gonna be a second. This,
I
this
think there
season's
will.
16 episodes long.
Yeah.
I think
That's
Wrecker
twice
will
as
die.
long as Rebels season 7
What? You mean Clone Wars?
or Clone Wars. Yeah.
Okay,
No, it was like 12 that one, right?
Clone Wars was 12.
Yeah.
So it's
This is
only
gonna.
four
I
more.
think this is
Yeah.
gonna have a
Only
second
four more
season
episodes.
where they join the rebellion, and that'll be the main plot line, right?
Mhm.
That'll be. There will only be the 2. There will only be 2 seasons. There won't be any more after
I
that.
think you're wrong.
End
I
of
don't
season
think there will
2
be a season
is
2.
when Hunter dies, and Omega decides to stay with the rebellion and fight with the
No,
rebellion.
but then how do you end this season?
Camino explodes.
That's not.
That's not a.
That's
That's
nothing.
not a good
That's
ending.
nothing.
What do you means
That
nothing.
doesn't
They don't
affect
care.
anything.
That's not. They don't. That.
It doesn't mean anything.
It will mean stuff in terms of the lore because that'll be the event in which they stop using clone troopers officially.
But how? That's not gonna have an emotional ending for the
Yo,
audience.
like
The audience doesn't have to cry at the end of
Yes,
every
we
season.
the
do.
people who are making the show cried at the ending.
What?
Yeah, that's been like they've said that over and over again.
When?
Why would they just go on Twitter, you dummy?
The ending should be that
It's
all the
Crosshair
other Bad
or-
Batch-
The composers were crying because the song was so sad.
the ending should be that Hunter is the
Hunter
only one that's
dies.
good, and then all the other ones turn bad, and he has to fight all of them and kill them. And him
And,
Omega are the only ones
Omega
left.
watches. Like Omega's there, she watches Hunter die.
Well, then Hunter will die at the end of this season.
That's
I
what
don't know.
That's what I've been
saying.
saying.
I'm saying that the end. Okay, my main point.
Your main point is that there's gonna be 2 seasons.
There's not.
Why not?
Because there
Why?
can't be.
Okay, to be honest, these characters barely have enough chemistry to carry one season of a show. Echo is totally useless and does almost nothing. Tech also does basically nothing and just kind of says
There are
he just does what the tech dude does in every show and just like rabbles off space jargon no one
there are
cares about.
two there are
English.
Wrecker,
characters.
Wrecker and Hunter are the only ones with any sort of personality. Omega
still
is
lovable.
just there to be the child that's going, ooh, I want to do that.
And for some reason, she's got a
Like, the premise is not, there's not a whole lot to go off. With Clone Wars, it was an anthology and
All
they
right.
just went everywhere. Like,
I'm not
that's
here to debate. I'm just saying my prediction is end of this. My prediction is there's going to be 2 seasons. I know you don't think there is,
There's not.
but my guess is that there will be, because Lucasfilm Animation has to work on something.
Yeah, they are.
They'll work on the next series of Rebels.
So,
there's like
no,
20
there's
other
not. They're
Star
not doing a
Wars
Rebels
Oh, that's
Fall.
right, that was canceled.
They're folding that into Mandalorian stuff. So, my guess is at the end of this season, Kamino explodes, Crosshair dies, maybe Hunter dies at the same time. Second season,
Yeah, but then they don't have a main character.
join
for
the
second
rebellion.
season.
Omega becomes main character, right?
Yeah, but hopefully
Because
they
father
make her
figure
life-
sacrifices self for daughter figure.
If
Daughter
they do
figure
it, if
becomes
there
main
is a
character.
second season, Omega's the main
Well,
character.
hopefully
They join
make-
the rebellion.
Hopefully,
That is the main story arc of the second season.
Hopefully, she becomes more bearable.
She's not annoying
She's
now.
not really
I
that
don't
bad.
really like her.
She's like,
She's
why
okay.
not?
I'm
She's
Omega.
just kinda dumb.
Second season focuses.
I'm Omega.
Yeah, she's dumb because she grew up on a ocean planet for her whole life and literally never saw dirt before. It's not her fault.
Second season involves
eh.
around joining the rebellion, the Bad Batch being sad because half of their members are dead, and also joining, and also probably Force sensitive clone stuff.
Every series needs a episode where they teach a village how to defend itself. So we got.
Oh yeah, we need to get that at some point.
Yeah. Did that happen in Rebels?
Yes,
Yeah, it did.
happened like 3 times in Clone Wars.
It happened.
Yeah, I know it happened a bunch of times in Clone
They,
Wars.
they
happens
kept
in
doing that
every
story
show.
arc. Every season they put one
Well, every
episode
time they
in.
did it, like the village had a different reason for not getting
Yeah, well,
involved.
no, and one of them was because they were just bad at doing war. One of them it was
Do
because
you remember those like weird looking stupid
Little monkey
farmers?
dudes.
The
the farmers who were like, we don't want to do a war,
We
and they
don't
were like,
like war. War's dumb. And then the separatists came in and were like, we're gonna set you all on fire.
And they were
like, oh, well,
Jedi
okay,
teach us how to war.
I guess maybe war then.
I love Clone Wars. Sam, do you want to talk about In the Heights?
In the Heights, imagine if you live in a little like a little block in New York, and then the hairstylist moves away, and then now you think you might move away, and then you don't. That's the plot.
Did
of
you
In
watch
the
it?
Heights. Yes.
Me and
Was it
Sam.
good?
2.5 hours
Did
long.
Patrick?
2.5.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good.
I thought that they were gonna.
It's fine.
I thought that they were gonna spend way more time focusing on the undocumented immigrant part of it.
Me too.
That's like barely.
I was like a
plot.
one-off thing.
It's like okay. So
And it's introduced like an hour and 40 minutes
They
into
do
the
have
film.
this
character.
part where.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, super spoilers. One of the characters is revealed that he's undocumented.
Yeah.
And that's like a plot twist even to the other characters.
Yeah,
in the
'cause
show.
they don't know.
They don't know that that's a thing. And what's it? At the end of the movie, okay, so there's this whole they keep referencing this lottery that's going on because the guy who owns this convenience store is like gives out lottery tickets to like everyone that comes in. So the lottery is like hinted at constantly. At the end of the movie, they revealed that this like grandma character, sort of like the grandma of the whole block, she dies in like the last 30 minutes.
She dies in like
And it's revealed that she had the winning lottery ticket but never used it.
what was going to give it to the main character who was
Yeah.
going to
Use it to go
make
to,
his
back
bar.
to his he wanted to go back to Costa Rica?
Dominican Republic.
He wanted to go back to the Dominican Republic so that he could like refurbish his dad's bar and like sort of bring it back to, because it got destroyed in a hurricane, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, he takes that money, gives it to the undocumented kid so that he could apply for citizenship.
Is it a musical?
Yes.
Is it good?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's pretty good.
Lin-Manuel.
It sounds a lot like Hamilton because it's
Lin-Manuel Miranda who wrote Hamilton.
And
this was his musical that he did before he did Hamilton.
Yeah, and he was the main character in this one too, but he wasn't in the movie version because he's too old.
In the stage version, he played the main character. In this one, he has like a.
He has a minor role.
Everyone says
as
it's a minor role.
salesman.
It's really a glorified cameo.
No, because there's like he's
in
a
maybe
lot.
3 scenes.
No, he's in like every scene he could be in. He's just like there in the background.
Yeah, he's in the background of a lot of scenes.
And then he has a post-credit scene.
Oh, does he have a post-credit?
Yeah, where the Mr. Frosty truck, which is his only competitor in all of New York,
played by the guy who played George Washington in Hamilton.
Yeah, his Frosty snow ice cream truck breaks down, and then the snow cone salesman guy's like, "Snow cones, come get them," and the kids go to the snow cone cart.
So yeah, In the Heights, it's okay.
It's pretty good. I would say it's pretty good.
Honestly,
I'd say it's about.
It's a little. I don't know. Okay, I would say it's a little too long. It is very long.
It is
for a musical.
It's very long, but it's like it's not. It's supposed to be that long.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't
like
drag
there's
on.
not a whole lot I would cut from it.
One issue I had is some of the line deliveries were different from the stage musical. Like they had changed the meaning of the line through the delivery. Like there's a bit where where the girl says like the chili Dominican thing.
Did you ever see the musical?
I've heard the soundtrack. I've never watched it. But like there's a part where one of the characters goes, "I'm Chile Dominica Rica." Like she says it like she's confused by her own ethnicity. And then she just goes, "But I always say I'm from Queens." And like that's the joke. In the movie version, she's like a proud Chile Dominica Rican Indian, and it's like that's not a thing. And it's like you kind of missed your own joke.
Yeah.
Your own joke went over your head.
In the way Lin-Manuel Miranda writes music, it's very like
it's fast and punchy.
It's almost as if it's like it's written like rap, as in it's very quick and it's a lot of wordy lines right after each other. But because it's also the music itself, like orchestrally, it's like very show tune like. So it's a lot of like rapid fire dialogue.
You really have to be paying attention.
That's really hard to miss if you're not paying attention. So I think that's an issue just generally with how he writes music.
Yeah.
That's not inherent to this movie. That's a very big problem.
It's just you need to be
in
paying
Hamilton.
attention.
You just have to be paying laser-focused attention.
Come on, man.
There was this one
easier
character,
to understand music.
The one thing I just found kind of like, it wasn't really bad. I just thought it was kind of funny. There's this one character who keeps going, "Hang on, let me listen to my block."
Oh my god,
and
that was so stupid.
stand there for like a minute and just look around.
There's like 2 or 3 scenes where it's her and her romantic interest.
Yeah.
Who I think is underwritten. But
because the plot is like she doesn't want to go.
It's
to
a big sprawling musical with like 9 different plots going on. So one of her plots is that she doesn't want to
go to college. Her dad is trying to get her to go to college.
Yeah, and she wants to stay in.
And then her
Washington
boyfriend
Heights.
also is like,
is like,
I want you to stay.
It's like, do whatever makes you happy.
But also, if you stayed, I'd be. Really
but whenever
happy
they have a serious conversation, she like interrupts him and
goes,
it's just
"Hang
like,
on.
I want to listen to my
Let me
block.
listen to my block," and she just stares.
And she'll just walk a couple feet away from him and just go.
What the heck is that?
And like they don't play. There's nothing like.
They don't like
music or
they
anything.
don't like. They don't
it's
like.
just her staring
standing
into
there.
the distance, listening to her block.
And then her
I guess.
romantic interest is just like
a block, like a city block.
Yeah, like a city block.
So it's just standing.
Listen to her block.
Stands there.
Listen to her block isn't like a listen to like her home.
It's like it's supposed to be like community.
Yeah.
It just comes off.
But in reality, they don't like up the sounds of the background, so it's just her sitting there in silence.
It's just like I understand what they were going for.
I do too.
To me, it came off as kind of like
it was poorly poorly edited.
It was just kind of awkward.
Yeah. And then other problems I have with it. I don't think John M. Chu, who directed it, is a very talented director, especially with the way that he shoots musical numbers.
There were a couple shots that I thought were really cool. Like I like the one where it's front, like the main character standing in the window, and you see everyone else dancing in the reflection of the window. That I thought was a really cool shot.
I just don't in general like musical numbers where there's just people dancing around the people singing for no reason. That just annoys me. I'm like, if you're gonna do choreography, especially very complex choreography, you have to make it mean something. I don't like it when there's just 2 people singing and it's like purposeful for the plot, and there's 90,000 people around them just like breakdancing on the ground. I'm just like, what?
Ever
Stop.
Seen, Have you ever seen the Disney Channel original musical West Side Story, where that is literally every musical
West Side
number?
Story is not a Disney Channel original.
West Side Story.
Oh.
That sounds like it's not from Disney. That sounds like it's from a different website with a different name that ends with hub.
Disney Hub.
Yeah.
Of course. No. I also think I think the cast is mostly very good.
I think that's
Especially the
what it's called. I
lead.
hope I'm not messing that up.
Yeah, because that sounds very suspicious.
I think the lead and the character who plays Nina and the character.
I thought it was cast very well, except for the main love interest.
Vanessa,
she came off
I thought
as
was
extremely boring.
I did not.
She did not have a personality.
I thought she was badly. And now that was mostly due because she was just not very well written.
She was very into fashion.
But that.
Right?
But she wasn't even really into fashion. She just wanted to get
I
into
think the
fashion.
biggest problem is
She
that
didn't even really seem to care about
she
it
is
that
a
much.
character that's very obviously written
Okay.
there
I watched
as
that movie.
It was.
a love interest for the main one, but that she's not herself very well
Okay,
developed in
yeah.
the plot.
It was.
And I think that's mostly because
I gotta clear this up. It was Teen Beach Movie, but within the movie there
the
was
song is called Wet Side
Oh,
Story.
okay.
Within the movie there was a musical that they became a part of called West Side Story.
Okay, that's less bad. It's still pretty dumb.
It was about surfers.
Okay.
Okay.
No, they get trapped.
But yeah, the
inside
main love
world.
interest,
Right.
she just like
Because
she had goals and she had things she was doing, but she didn't seem like she cared about anything.
Yeah, I don't think she didn't
Like
give a great.
she applies for this job to work at like a fashion development store
Uh-huh.
or something, and then like she doesn't get it, and she's just sort of like, oh.
Then she's just
alright,
kind of like mad
that's
about
fine.
it.
And like she doesn't. Does she even talk to anyone about it, or does she?
No, not really.
She, just seems
She also
like,
doesn't have very good chemistry with the lead.
It seems like she just goes, "Oh, my dreams are dead." No, okay.
No, I think the biggest
Whatever.
problem is that the lead of the movie is very likable, and he has a very well
He brings
defined
a lot of
personality.
energy, and she just.
He has a
doesn't.
lot of energy, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
She's just there, so I don't think they mesh very well together. And especially at the end, you don't really believe them getting together because you're just like, why?
Yeah, like why did you get together? Because he thought you were hot. For
And then
like 2
apparently,
scenes?
I looked it up afterward. Like all her acting experience is like telenovelas, and I was like, okay,
Now we know
I
why.
get it now. I know,
Yeah,
I understand.
Okay, well, it's
Uh,
been a
so
long,
overall-
it's been a long episode.
Overall, I give it
We'll
a.
talk about Luca next week because we haven't seen it yet.
I have seen it. You guys haven't. So I
In
guess
the
we'll talk.
trailer for the Heights, the guy says washing pawns.
Awesome. Thanks, Max.
I just think it's funny.
Can we mute him? Is that an
Oh,
option?
we got a little bit of tech time. Beats released their new studio earbuds.
And they're pretty good.
Sam,
They're
your
like
camera
24.
turned off again.
I swear, what the heck is wrong with the camera?
No, it's still going. Don't touch it.
Well, the low power mode screen came up. I think it was it.
But it didn't stop it.
47
Here, give me the
minutes.
Yeah, it's still going.
Mine
Okay.
also came up.
Give me the mic.
Mine did stop recording.
Give me the
Okay,
mic.
well, oh well.
All right, no, actually it is. It's fine.
Give me
Okay,
the mic.
We're good.
It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, so Beats released their new earbuds.
Okay, fine. Jeez, Patrick.
All the reviews have basically said they are good earbuds.
Okay.
No, really.
So basically, Beats made more competitively priced AirPods. So AirPods 2 cost more than the Beats Studio Buds, but the Beats Studio Buds are smaller.
Don't they also have noise
They
canceling?
have active noise cancellation, and they have rubber tips, so they fit
So
in your
they
ears
have
better.
made the regular AirPods entirely obsolete.
They have.
Good move, Adam.
And these ones actually pair with Android's phone the cool way. So
So not only are they competitively priced, have more features than the AirPods Pro, or have more features than the regular AirPods, probably sound better than the regular AirPods,
they definitely
and
do.
also pair to Android in the same way that they pair with the U1 chip on the
Correct.
iPhone.
The only thing they don't do is do the automatic switching that things like AirPods 2 and AirPods
Which I
Pro do.
often find more annoying than useful anyways.
Right.
Wait, how much are the Beats headphones that you're talking about?
Yeah, how much?
They're like $159.
Oh, that's not even that bad.
All right,
not
so
bad
do
at
not, disclaimer. Do not buy regular AirPods. You
Do
are an idiot
not-
if you buy regular
If you
AirPods.
buy AirPods
Buy
2,
these.
you are so dumb.
If you buy AirPods Pro, that's fine. That makes
AirPods
sense. Those
Pro
are still better.
makes sense.
But don't buy regular AirPods.
yeah, everyone has said the active noise cancellation and
Because these cost less and are better.
But are they?
yes,
They have noise canceling.
Are they like? But do they have that?
They don't have the stem.
they have the rubber
They don't have
tips,
stems?
no stem. Have you
Oh,
seen them?
no.
There's no reason to buy the regular AirPods.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
and
Unless
How
you're
much are
like
they? AirPods,
15
they're
and
$150.
wanna-
AirPods Pro cost $100
How
more,
much do normal AirPods cost?
like
Like the same.
189, I think.
Yeah, it's 189
Like
with the
first
wireless
gen?
charging case.
No, second
You
gen.
can't even buy first.
No, but
Yeah, you can't buy the first
What-
gen.
these are much better than the second gen AirPods. AirPods Pro still kind of have a purpose because the
The
active noise
much
cancellation is a
better.
lot better. The battery life is longer, and
Plus, they don't look retarded.
the transparency mode does make things sound transparent.
Wait, the new ones don't have transparency? The Beats ones don't have
They
transparency?
do, but everyone says it's more muffled.
Okay, I mean,
Like on the AirPods,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
like you're not even wearing them.
yeah.
When you
yeah,
turn
it
on
literally,
transparent. It's
I
really
sometimes
good.
I do forget that I have them
We
in my
always
ears.
sound like we're doing ads for companies during our show.
And
AirPods are cool.
in
Anyways,
good news, we
Not
are
sponsored
sponsored
by
by Apple. No, joking. Just
disclaimer, not sponsored.
They
by
These
gave
are
us
products-
$9 million.
these are products we use and bought with our own money.
Yeah, we
Yep.
are giving honest reviews. Well, not of the new earbuds. We don't have those.
Yeah.
we are telling you what the other reviewers said.
What the other people who were given them way
actually
early.
care about these?
The other
watch
people,
those videos.
the other people who are paid money.
The other
to say
people
they're
who
good.
were given these early.
Yeah.
So
All right, but that's it for today's episode. We've
It
been
was
going
too
on for way
long.
too
if you,
long.
if you want to look like LeBron, get some new beats.
There you go. Alrighty, we'll see you
See
guys
time
next
for
week.
Luka.
Yeah.